Velina mai kako. Welcome to Keep It Aloha, a podcast that keeps aloha by winning everything like it's a breeze. I'm your host, Kamaka, and our guests today are some of the most impressive people we've ever had on the podcast. But before we introduce them, I gotta remind you about our weekly giveaway. Here on the Keep It Aloha podcast, we give away $500 or more in prizes every single week, all of 2026. To find the giveaway details and enter, all you have to do is head to our Instagram and find the post on our profile. The full details will be in the description. I'll be pulling the winners on Wednesday, September 2nd, so make sure you get your entries in. For an extra 20 entries, email nicole@keepitaloha.com the secret word/phrase from today's episode, as well as your favorite ocean sport. Good luck and enjoy this episode. All right, let's introduce our guests.
After 175 years, some people still think we're just a ranch.
And we just farm all day.
What they don't realize is we wear many hats. And that's just how we roll.
You just might see some old friends.
Or make some new ones.
So come hang with us
Drive on out to the country.
and get that epic snap.
No matter what you're looking for, come discover where legends are made.
Our guests today are two brothers from the island of Maui. They carry one of the most unique family legacies in water sports. Their grandfather, Hoyle Schweitzer, helped pioneer and bring windsurfing to the world, while their father, Matt, became an 18-time windsurfing world champion. The older brother is an award-winning filmmaker, photographer, and storyteller whose work has taken him around the world. He directed Finding True North, which won Best Inspirational Film at the Los Angeles Film Awards, as well as Lāhainā Rising, which won the Made in Hawaiʻi Award for Best Feature Film at the Hawaiʻi International Film Festival. The younger brother is one of the most accomplished watermen of this generation, with world championship titles across multiple disciplines. He is a 2-time Ultimate Waterman, 5-time Master of the Ocean Champion, ISA World SUP Surfing Champion, Pan American Games Gold Medalist, author and founder of Kahākūkahi Ocean Academy. But beyond the championships and accolades, both brothers have dedicated themselves to giving back, serving their Maui community, and carrying their family legacy forward for the next generation. I am so stoked to talk stories with them today. They are Matty and Zane Schweitzer. Aloha, Matty and Zane. Welcome to the Keep It Aloha podcast. How you doing?
Amazing. Mahalo, Kamaka. Thank you for having us.
For the warm welcome.
Of course. Well, thank you for flying over here just for this episode. I mean, I know we've been planning this for at least 2 years, so I'm happy that we're finally making it happen.
Yeah, appreciate it. Can't thank you enough.
Yeah.
Really impressed by what you have going on here.
Thank you. It's funny because I think you are one of the few guests, I'm talking to Matty, if you guys are just listening, who recorded an episode before becoming a guest on the Keep It Low podcast. Because when we went to Maui and did the Kailani episode, Matty was the one that recorded the episode. So you guys get to know a little bit behind the scenes of the person behind the scenes today. And then Zane, I mean, your resume, I had to cut out a bunch of things because I couldn't put everything in. I would have been talking forever. So you two are so accomplished. And it's crazy because I've only known you two, I guess, through social media for maybe 2 to 3 years, maybe a little longer. So I see you guys as more of like a community leaders. I'm not super into the, windsurfing community or like just surfing. I love surfing, but I don't follow surfing as a sport as much as I follow other sports. So I see you guys differently. And when I was researching your family and like all your accolades, I mean, with the motocross stuff and like the literally millions of championships that you have, Zane. And then your grandfather basically pioneered windsurfing. I was like, how did I not know this? So I'm super excited. It's one of those episodes where I'm researching my guests and I'm getting even more excited to talk stories with them because I get to learn things that I didn't know, So super stoked for that. But enough of me talking. Let's start at the beginning. We can go maybe older brother first. Where are you from? Where are you grad? And what was it like growing up?
Awesome. I am from Lāhainā. We're from Kahana, a little bit north of Lāhainā. Graduated from Lāhainā Luna, 2006, and just so grateful to be from Hawaii, but most importantly, West Maui. I love it. Nowhere else I'd rather be.
Yeah. And when you were growing up, I guess you guys were already in a water sports family, right? So were you just raised on the water, surfing from day one?
Yeah, it was a lot. Like the pressure from the outside has always been there. It still is there. Luckily, from our parents, they haven't put that pressure on. My dad's super relaxed. He was pressured kind of as a kid to be a professional athlete. So we've been surrounded by these just inspirational people our whole life. Like, we try really hard to stay humble, and that's the biggest thing that our dad has taught us. And it's kind of easy to stay humble when you're from Maui and there's so much talent all around you. It's inspiring just to see our friends, our parents' friends that have done things like pioneer big wave surfing at Jaws. We were really young and got to see like the big boom happen, and things like that were just really I think we're able to keep us a little bit mellow, and still do. A lot of our best friends are some of the best surfers in the world, so I'm nobody compared to them.
Well, I mean, I can definitely see the humble side because, like I said, when I researched you guys, I was blown away. Like, I know you started making films and you did 2 films over the last couple years. I didn't know it won 2 awards. That's 2 for 2. That's 100% hit rate.
That's right.
So, you know,
Matty's got a 100% hit rate for sure.
yeah, it's so impressive. And Zane, I'm guessing same story. Where you from? Where you got? What was it like growing up?
I'm so grateful to be born and raised in Kahana, Lāhainā. And, I got to look up to some amazing people, including my brother. Being 5 years older than me, I always looked up to my brother and his friends, and my dad and mom and their friends, and always surrounded by amazing people. And I think, now as a dad, that's what I want for my kids, just to be surrounded by good people and hopefully influence positively, and, be able to carry on not just the things we're passionate about, but find ways to uplift our community along the way.
Yeah, for sure. So did you end up graduating, or were you traveling too much too?
So I was traveling. I see how I dodged that question.
Yeah, I was like, I did my research. I know you were homeschooled for junior, senior year.
Yeah, no, I did. I was always a good student, but I was missing a lot of school. Throughout. Started traveling on the Junior World Tour when I was 12. By the time I was 14, it was like kind of starting to get pretty busy with that. And so, I had a choice. I was either going to flunk from attendance, or I had to leave school and carry on a different path. So I actually did E2A for a little bit. It was an online school out of Honolulu. Oh. And graduated with my GED. And so grateful my parents allowed me to take that route because I already had a clear path and what I wanted to pursue, and was putting intention behind those choices every day. And looking back on it, I think a lot of what those opportunities that became available, was really thankful that I had that early start and that my parents allowed that to happen. Oftentimes, I think, there's every kid in our community has a chance to be the best at something. I'm just grateful our parents allowed us to pursue it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. He was so young too. There's times where he would get like trapped in a different country, and he was so young without a guardian, they wouldn't let him out of the airport.
Oh yeah, multiple times.
And we'd have to me or somebody would have to fly halfway around the world just to get him out of the airport area to be released as a
But who was
minor.
your chaperone?
Yeah. He would go without him sometimes.
I thought you have to have a chaperone.
Well, you do, but when you're leaving Kahului Airport and your parents' friends and everybody, there's some things so we'd often leave okay. Oftentimes we'd have to find a designated chaperone on the way back. And, I've had some legendary chaperones, Connor Baxter and Kai Lenny are some of my best friends, but Connor, we traveled side by side for the last 10 years, 6 to 8 months out of the year sometimes, going, more places, more days, other countries than home for a few years there. And so we've had some exciting legend chaperones that, all of a sudden are stepping in. Uncle Dave Kalama, you get, guys like Francisco Goya, you get the Pritchard brothers. Okay, well, I guess chaperone and Connor and Zane back home.
Oh, that's funny. And so you guys were competing at a very early age. And I know Zane, you're still in the competitive world, or you've made a career with, competing and winning tons of world championships. But you were actually doing the competitive sports when you were growing up too. But then something happened, right?
Yeah. Motocross. My whole life, I've never been able to figure out what my favorite sport is.
Yeah.
I love surfing. I love racing motocross. It's probably my best surfing was when I was in my teenage years. I got third in states when I was 14 in the older division with a cast on my arm from racing motocross. 11 years old, broken arm and leg at the same time in a wheelchair, you know.
Oh yeah.
Jeez.
But what stopped it all is a 17 years old motocross accident. I almost lost my leg. So I still have a bunch of metal in my leg, and that's kind of what I'm grateful for it. Learned a lot, and that's what kind of really helped me decide to start going after sports management, and then fell into filming. And I'm just super grateful to be able to have 10 years of still hanging out with my friends, still being in the circle, but being able to do it from a different kind of perspective.
Yeah, totally. Well, it's cool that you have both perspectives. You know what it's like to be in front of the camera and behind the camera. Because I'm sure when you were competing, everybody was, you know, videoing you. You're making those videos. The thing that I can relate to is my friends in Hilo were they were bodyboarders. So they would always watch those videos, those VHS that would come out. What were they? You know what they were called?
Yeah.
I forget what the name of it was.
There's
Some of the old
so many good
bodyboarding
ones.
films.
Yeah, there's like a name to it. I don't know if you guys know in the comments. There was.
Hilo's the spot. That's Zane won the first Honolulu contest.
Oh yeah, I saw that video.
I love
Yeah,
the Big Island. Yeah.
yeah. And then my friend JC Shimahara, I think.
Yeah.
you
Oh
might-
yeah.
yeah.
Got a JC.
He's from the North Shore, but he moved to Hilo when he was in high school, so that's how we became really good friends. So, and I know he did some of the stand-up paddle racing, and I remember him mentioning you, Kai's name, especially when it was first starting, when we were in college around like 2011 to like 2015, when that sport was really picking up. He was in Australia for a little bit and doing all that. So I remember a little bit about the inception of like the newer disciplines, you know, because before it was just mainly surfing, longboarding, then windsurfing, right? You guys can, I don't know why I'm talking about it. You guys should explain it more.
Oh, you got it.
But so you went into motocross, surfing, you're bouncing back and forth, injured, and then you were more on the sidelines. And then you just kept going, and you just rode that train like it was one of those Japanese bullet trains that just went so fast all the way to the stop. And then that's how you made your career. So can we talk about that a little bit? And then I want to get the perspective from the older brother who was like, you know, I was the athlete of the family before you, and now you're watching you. I'm sure you guys
Maddie
are competitive
still
like
is
that, right?
An athlete. I want to clear that up, right? Maddie goes out surfing Pe'ahi, big waves, charging. He'll jump on the dirt bike and throw it over the big jumps at Pu'unene. You know, so he's an amazing athlete. And, you know, I think one of the early memories I want to share real quick before I get into that question, Kamaka, is like, I remember at developmental ages of my youth where Maddie and Dusty Payne and Granger Larson and Clay Marzo, like all the guys I looked up to, all a little older than me, were loading in the car to go surf. And all I want to do is do what they do. And I remember I snuck into the car before they left, and like I'm hiding in the back with my board, and they go to Honolulu and they open the thing, and I just run out, and then Maddie's has to look after me, you know. And I remember it was a little bigger than I was anticipating, and on the way down the cliff, I almost hesitate. Oh, but I gotta go now. I snuck in, and Maddie pushed me into a few bombs, and that was a big developmental memory for me early on, just being pushed by someone that I could look up to. And Maddie was like in that crew of the best Maui athletes, you know. But, you know, I had, a lot of really every window of opportunity that came my way to follow my sport, my passion, my heart in the water. I jumped through it. In many ways, I felt that pride knowing that's what my parents did, what my grandpa did, you know, and every reason to do it. And, you know, he ho'ailona paha in one way or another that Maddie got injured, because it really brought us together in a way that was unique. You know, we got to travel the world together shortly after the injuries, and some of the things that happened in Maddie's life that brought him away from his personal results brought me close to a lot of my best successes and brought us together as brothers in some really amazing ways. I mean, some of my best memories I have on tour is traveling with my brother, you know, and having a great time meeting people along the way and making the most of the trip and not just the competition.
For sure.
And my YouTube channel started early on with Maddie picking up a camera, you know. But I feel really grateful that, you know, this whole cycle of like trending ocean sports, we've like you were mentioning, Kamaka, you know, with JC and Kai and I and the SUP scene, my dad got to be a part of that a few times with the different sports, with windsurfing, with big wave surfing, with kite surfing. You know, the evolution of ocean sports continues even for us and our generation. You know, Matty and I got to see the evolution and the peak of stand-up paddle and the introduction to foiling with Alex Aguirre back in 2015, 16, 17, where he was the first guy to, you know, remake the hydrofoil. That our uncle, Brett Lickle, was the first person to throw it on a surfboard, you know, and make that work. And that brought this whole new trend. And now we see the foil craze just going nuts and all these subcategories coming into it. And I think it's one of Matty and I's probably best traits that we try and balance is our ability to love everything, you know, and see the window of opportunity on each day, what we can have the most fun in, what our heart and mind is feeling most drawn to. And you look out to the ocean every day, up to the mountains every day, and there's always something that's going off. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel like it's only a matter of time where I see somebody on a foil with kendama.
Oh, you just
There we
I
go.
guarantee I'm gonna see that someday.
Oh, you just
we
planted
gotta
the
do it.
seed.
There you go. You
Yeah.
planted the seed, for sure.
When we did
Ripping
the
a Pokemon
when
out.
we did the episode of Maui, I gave Kai some packed of Pokemon to rip in Bali, but he said he tried it and he said like the camera view you couldn't see what it was.
Oh, that's
so
fun.
nobody has done it yet. So
Bro, I'm gonna do it before
Yeah.
we release this episode.
we'll make a clip of this with the footage of you doing it.
Perfect.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's amazing the evolution of water sports that I'm seeing. I mean, I've always been a land sport person my whole entire life, and there's not a lot you can do with like baseball, football, soccer. Like you can't really evolve. Like those sports have been there for hundreds of years. I mean, same with surfing, but I feel like you're maybe a little bit limited with a ball and a field, but with the ocean, like it's unlimited possibilities. It's crazy that every year we're seeing something new, and even the tricks that we're seeing, like, okay, the first person to do a backflip. Okay, now somebody's doing like 2 backflips, and then in a couple years it's gonna be 3 backflips or something crazy, right? How do you guys feel about like the evolution of sport of the water sports from growing up? Like you basically seen it all. And then maybe we talk a little bit about the windsurfing too, because that's very rooted in your family until now. And where do you think like the future of it is going to be?
The future's going more and more towards the sky. You're constantly just winging, foiling.
Skydiving out of a plane right into a...
That's something that we've talked about so many times. It's probably going to be Niccolo Porcella or somebody that does that. But to see what we've seen, all of us, anyone our age in the ocean sports world here in Hawaii, it's amazing to see the lineup change. And it's awesome. As long as everybody stays away from Honolulu Bay, we're stoked. But it really is cool, especially looking back at our history. And, you know, one thing I like to talk with my grandpa, you know, he got the patent for windsurfing. You know, suppose he and his friend invented the sport of windsurfing, but he doesn't like... He's never ever said that. He's never said that he invented windsurfing. What he invented is the sport. Just like you mentioned with baseball or ball, you can have a ball, but you don't have a sport yet. And I think the person that said that best was Laird Hamilton when he was talking about my grandpa. You know, you can have a ball, but you don't have baseball. You can have a ball, but you don't have football. You know, my grandpa, what he was able to really see and visualize was the sport and the possibilities and the growth from it. And him and my grandmother, they were surfers. My grandpa got kicked out of college for shaping a surfboard in his dormitory and spilling resin on the floor. So he was a surfer back in the day. My grandma was a surfer and a body surfer. But him and his group of friends, which is absolutely crazy, it's kind of similar to what we were going through, but he grew up with Grubby Clark, who the number one surfboard manufacturer in the world. Hobie Alter, who invented the Hobie Cat, one of the raddest ways to sail about through waves, right? Tom Morey invented the boogie board. My grandpa and his friend windsurfing, and it was just they were all friends and grew up together. That just made this, you know, web go out from how to surf waves when the conditions are crappy.
Yeah. Where would the world be without that group of friends?
Totally.
You know, you just I think about that a lot. Like, without this group of friends looking at ways to have more fun on the water, where would our world be with, we might not have these sports we love so much. And I think that's the beautiful thing about the ocean too, is you see the world differently the more connected you become with it, the more time you spend reading the water and seeing the different ways that, it reflects the life on land. I think you have to be ready for that moment of opportunity, and you have to be willing to adapt, and you have to be able to focus when all around you is chaos. And I think that's why it makes you see so many people that come from ocean sport, I think, doing great things, outside of their sport as well. And my grandma, she always focused on the community of the sport. As much as the sport was a focus in those pioneering days, speaking on my travels, we run into people all the time who would tell us, they would pull us aside and be like, your grandparents changed my life. Wow. I don't know where we would be without windsurfing. It connected us to the ocean, to my best friends, to my lover, to create a family, whatever it is.
The business. Yeah.
And the community was always the big focus for my grandma and grandpa. My grandmother was almost just as influential in the success of the sport. She wrote the first magazines. She brought about
first sails.
Yeah, sewed the first sails, brought it to the Olympics, and made it a thing that people wanted to be a part of, something that was fun. And I think, that's like anything. You can have an awesome you could have the best people in your community that are strong, but if you're not coming together to get in that thing, you're not going to have a solid team. And so it is really neat to see it all come full circle and in different ways now.
Yeah, it would be even cooler now that all the grandkids are still in the same, like the Maury grandson is still ripping, trying some inverts down somewhere, and then you guys doing your thing. I'm not really familiar with the other names, but I'm sure they're being hammered somewhere else. Where were they when they all met? Like where your grandparents?
So that group, my grandparents were all Southern California.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So that makes sense with
Marina Del Rey is kind of where that popped off and started, and then right when windsurfing took off and Maui was discovered, my grandparents came out here. I think it was the late '60s.
Oh, okay. Dang. Okay. You think about Hawaii during the '60s, just like how different it was. Yeah. That's awesome. All right. Is it just you two siblings? Because you have sisters.
We have a sister. Yeah.
Younger sister.
How many?
She's a national champion as well, actually. She's an amazing tattoo artist, full-time. Always been a passionate artist.
Amazing surfer, longboarder, stand-up paddler, amazing athlete. She's just this looks like this bubbly blonde, beautiful girl, but she's very into her own thing. Like she could have been a pro, but she's an artist. She's a tattoo artist. She loves drawing. She sticks to her things that she likes, but she's very talented.
But she can rip.
Oh yeah, she can windsurf, surf, stand-up paddle, everything.
Okay.
She holds her own for sure.
Yeah. So when all of you were growing up, your parents didn't push you at all. You did.
Mom, yes.
Oh, okay.
Yep. So mom, big time. Mom was like, get it done, stay in shape. Maddie, you're getting fat. But in a positive way. She's just this positive warrior. There's no negative thoughts in her head, and the sky is the limit.
Yeah, she's
Don't
got
ever
a heart
put
of
a limit
Aloha.
on it.
She's such a champ for our family for sure.
Whereas my dad was, he grew up the prodigy of this sport.
I mean,
he hates attention. He hates attention. The quickest he was able to retire, he did. And his whole thing is just trying to almost avoid attention, avoid the spotlight. So he's really instilled on us, just like, don't let your head get too big. Treat
Make
everyone
sure the helmet fits.
Yep. Treat everyone the same, whether it's your favorite athlete in the world or just a random uncle on the street.
So 18-time world champion. Is that like a record that's never?
No, it's been broken now.
It's been broken.
Yeah, by only Robbie Nash and Francisco Goya.
And Bjorn Dunkerbeck as well.
I can't imagine anything like in the sports that I watch, like winning like 6 championships is like in football.
The only reason why
unheard of.
The reason why that's possible is because there's so many different disciplines in windsurfing.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's wave jumping, there's racing, there's slalom,
freestyle.
So there's
okay. So you could stack up like 5 in a year.
He won
okay.
in 1 year.
Okay, got it. That makes sense.
Yeah.
That's still impressive though.
No, yeah, big.
What's
yeah.
the record right now?
I think it's 23.
Yeah, I think Bjorn's up to in the 20s or even. Yeah, he's been doing that. He competing with my dad and hasn't stopped. Still competing.
Do you don't want the
Still about
record?
You know, I've for a while there, I definitely felt like, oh, how cool would it be to, you know, be there with my dad, and I mean, I feel super proud of my competitive success. There's still more I want to do for sure.
They
There's
must a
definitely
record
few more in me.
for multiple different sports. You know?
Yeah.
But it's hard when you're when you grew up and you're the same damn age as Kai Leonard.
Freaking Kai. That's funny. What is Kai at?
No idea.
Yeah.
Kai's got, I mean, between all his sports, he's probably the only person I know that's got way more than Zane. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For stand-up paddle titles, he has, I would say, probably one of the most titles for stand-up paddle sport.
Okay.
Out of most of the athletes, and that's combined racing and surfing.
Okay.
So that was really fun about the tour with Kai and Connor and the boys is we were often, you know, balancing the training for both disciplines, and the racing side was like that was the work. You put in the time and the work.
yeah.
I mean, for a good 5 years on tour there, we definitely had the most high caliber crew of paddlers from all over the world. You miss training one day of the week, and that sets you off the podium. It was like,
I got an insane story
Okay.
about that. So there was a few years there where I was the team captain for Hawaii for the ISA World Championships. So I ran the Hawaii team like Reynolds Hayes does for surfing. I did that for stand-up paddling and prone. And there was a year where we had an event in Fiji. Zane won that year, won a world title at the ISAs in Fiji.
my favorite wave.
Yep, cloud break, it was bombing. But Kai was on our team. So I was kind of the team captain with Kai and Connor and Zane. And
What a freaking Avenger team.
Yeah,
Mo Freitas.
and Mo Freitas, yep, Oahu boy. But the day that we all had to leave, a huge swell was coming in, and the whole team's relying on all of us to show up. And this was the most iconic Jaws swell that's ever happened. Do you remember what year that was? I want to say 2016, 2015, 2016.
16.
And that was when Kai did his big air at Jaws, and just like it was his best, craziest day ever. And we're in Fiji watching him live, and his heat is tomorrow. And we're like, he's not gonna make it. You know what I mean? We're literally watching him just blow up this event at Jaws, and he went.
Because it was the competition.
Yeah,
that was the
it was the contest, the big event.
That's right.
And he went straight to the airport from the water. Had like his parents pack his bags for him.
Barely made it.
Literally, we're out on the boat. And
He
they're
comes
like,
on the
his
boat,
heat
like-
is in 2 heats, and he comes out on a boat, just barely makes it, and gets out there and does it. You know.
And I don't, he ended up getting a gold medal that event
Yeah.
too. Not that day,
Yeah,
but
that was in sprint racing.
so he arrived for the surf. I don't remember what his result was in the surf, but I think it was like the days following we did the sprint race, and it was like.
No,
anyway.
he wasn't in the surf. It was only you and Mo that year.
Oh, that's what it was.
Yeah, but so there's just lots of great stories about traveling and trying to make it all happen. And, I've always tried to help this crew of what I see as my little brothers, and
Yeah.
it's been fun. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure you guys have some crazy travel stories.
Yeah.
I mean,
Don't know.
like from those bodyboarding videos, or just the old YouTube videos that you'd see of like people surfing and traveling. It's just a lot of partying and then
If you
some
look at-
surfing.
That's
If you
what
look
we
at our
were known
YouTube
for.
videos from 15 years ago, it's
Yeah.
a lot less.
That was the
G-rated
biggest
than they are
difference.
now.
That was the biggest difference.
There's always a shot of a girl's butt.
Yeah,
There's
exactly.
always a shot.
Exactly. We grew up with when you open
Andy
up a surf
Irons
magazine.
Yeah, yeah.
You open a surf magazine,
Sonny
there's the reef
Garcia.
girl.
Yeah, yeah.
And that was our culture.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
funny.
There's definitely like all the years the athletes focus on the competition, the result. It's important. You got to put a lot of energy into it. It's a selfish choice to become an athlete.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel really humbled that I got to live that for so many years, but at the same time, walk a really fine line of what's pono for the whole of my family, of what I care about outside of just my own personal success as an athlete. And so I think it's like really a fine line to walk as an athlete, where it's like you're pushing away times to invest into your friends, your family, whatever it might be. But it's the best thing ever. Like, I'm so grateful that we got to meet people around the world, make these epic stories, you know, surf all over the place. But at the same time, more importantly, be able to come home and realize how fortunate we are to be from the community where we're raised.
Yeah.
You know, and to be able to look at other kids, maybe in my own class in high school, and think, you know, we're really fortunate to be doing what we're doing. And it gives you a different outlook, you know, and I think that was one of the best things that the world does. If anyone listening has a chance to travel, has a chance to pursue something they love, or just to go on a random trip, you know, no better teacher than the world.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
And when you're gonna do it, you gotta make sure to do it with the right intention, because you can't just go with your own goal, with your own itinerary, and fall to it by the T, you know. Matty and I know how the world works and how the ocean works, and oftentimes our planning and scheduling reflects that. We don't plan too much when we make a trip. We try and stay with hosts if we can. We see what comes naturally and what things might come up on its own. And oftentimes the trips that are like that are the most memorable. All of a sudden you start staying with someone from the community instead of staying in a hotel. You eat the food, you meet the people. Next thing you know, you have the local support crew coming to the event. And, you know, balancing that, I think, has been the most rewarding thing
and
in
the
my
hardest.
whole career.
Everything he's saying right now, it's like Zane is an amazing person. As an athlete, he sucked a lot of times if you were his coach, because you'd be going, Zane's heat is in 20 minutes. Where the hell is he? And you'd look half-mile down the beach, and he's with a bunch of kids teaching them how to surf, because we're in Brazil, or we're in Fiji, or we're in some random community in Peru. And Zane is so, you know, we're always trying to do different stuff, and everything that he just said when it comes to, you know, yeah, we want to soak in the culture, but giving back as well is so important. And that's something that every athlete that's ever competed with Zane knows, that nobody really touches him when it comes to just, he's out talking to people.
Mr. Aloha.
He's talking to everybody. He's Mr. Aloha. There's times where, oh shoot, he runs up, grabs his board, we're like, Zane, your fins aren't even on your board yet. You know? Whereas every other athlete in the world would have it just dialed, you know? And it's not because he's not focused, it's because he has priorities.
Yeah.
And I think the number one priority in the world for us has always been treat other people, you know, with as much respect as possible, and soak in the opportunities that you have.
Well, I think it also goes, what I'm thinking of too is that you've done so much preparation, and that you're so confident in yourself that you don't need to be like on the beach, getting all nervous, trying to listen to some hype music, blocking everything out. You can just enjoy and have fun, and then, I'm on? Okay, go. Let me just win this real quick, and then
I've learned
back.
that from Zane when it comes to racing motocross. Man, if I sit, or a big wave, if there's a big swell coming and I'm thinking about the swell, or I'm thinking about, I get way too nervous and I need to distract myself sometimes, you know? Sometimes it almost helps to kind of trust that you put in the preparation. Sometimes you got to distract your mind right before it happens.
Yeah.
You know?
Do you think you do that subconsciously?
Oh, totally. I love hearing you say that, Kamako. Yeah, it's, you know, and as a waterman, that's one of the biggest lessons is, you know, there's only so much we could control. There's only so much the outcome of that moment we prepared for is going to relate to the moments that led up to it that day, you know? And so when it comes to preparations, you have to push yourself every day. You need to find ways to make yourself uncomfortable, find ways to get into a stressful point that is beyond your limit potentially. And it's hard to do that when you're at our level, because there's only so much XXL swells in a winter. But that's why we try and go free dive and push ourselves to go deeper and stay longer. That's why we try and get on the dirt bike and get our heart racing, you know, flying through corners and doing jumps. That's why we try and mix it up however we can, even if it's just in the gym or in training. You know, you want to push yourself. And if you're constantly living comfortable, the time life throws you the opportunity to get uncomfortable, to test your abilities, then how prepared are you really? Because you're going to be thinking like in that moment too much. Whereas for me, what Matty and you described, I've always tried to put my intention, my training, my preparation in first. Be ready, right? The best thing I could do thereafter is get out of my own mind, allow my subconscious and muscle memory to take control. And the more I could be confident in letting go and just letting my body and mind do an autopilot, oftentimes the better the result is. And a lot of athletes talk about, oh yeah, routine, oh yeah, training, this, that, my gym, this is my mantra, this is what I do consistently. You can't break that cycle, right? And I appreciate that. But for me, I would try and take a step back and look at the wholehearted approach. You know, like, is my mind, my body, and my spirit balanced? You know, and for me, knowing what I know, coming from a community that I come from, I don't want to be another visitor going to a place, coming to take a wave and leave. You know, I've always been raised to treat people like they're the president of the United States when you meet them, to be able to lead with aloha. And so for me, even though I know how much I put into my career and how much each result matters, because it does, you know, I have to always kind of check myself and say, I've done my preparation physically. I've done my preparation to feel confident. Now I need to mentally settle down, back off, and spiritually connect with this place. Because I truly do believe that some of my best results, and it might not even be like a win, but you know, the times that I look back, there's so many wins. The times that I remember are the times I had a selfless action to contribute to me feeling connected to that place. And in return, that made me feel like the result was mine, you know, because I deserve it, because we're doing what's pono. It's all aligned, right? And when you're at such a high caliber of competition, it could be the most smallest point to take you off that podium, right? And so for me, it's mental, physical, spiritual. You know, the spiritual, the heart that I put into it, it does contribute to my result, but it also, more importantly, makes me feel like I'm there with intention, there for a reason. You know, and I always try and leave the place a little better. And
I think New Zealand event was one of the biggest examples that I can remember of that. Whereas they had an opportunity for all the athletes to, I think, drive hours away the day before one of the last events to do a blessing, a big ceremony. Right,
it's
Zane?
the Pacifica Festival. It's a big deal.
Festival.
Big deal for our Lahui in Hawaii too. Oh, sorry, I don't mean to interrupt.
No, I wasn't there, but Zane's the only athlete that went to, you know, connect, to get in touch. Zane's really emotional. He spiritually feels where he is. In Tahiti, he'll get emotional about it. In New Zealand, he's very connected to his place and people. But that one time in New Zealand, it was almost my mom and my dad and I were like, Zane, don't go to this event and drive 3 hours away. When you have an event tomorrow, you're going to get tired. You're going to put your energy into something else. Focus on what you're doing. And he went there and he had one of the most spiritual experiences with everybody from all around the Pacific. New Zealand, Hawaii, and they all gave him a blessing, right?
Yep.
And it was just, he called us with chicken skin, just like, you know, I feel buzzing. And he ended up winning the event, you know, the whole event the next day. Kai was there, a lot of great athletes, but I think
that was the ultimate Waterman too. So it wasn't just any event. It was, you know, the world's best athletes in 8 different ocean sports competing over a period of 10 days, almost consecutively. So the 10-day event that we're all there, 8 of those days were competing. There's 2 lay days. One of those days was for the Pacifica. And yeah, I definitely, there's no question I wanted to be there for that, to, you know, visit our friends from Maui that were partaking in that. And yeah, it was, you know, big deal to, you know, we had the Pacifica Fest as a gathering of all the different cultures from the Pacific Ocean, you know, and for me, it was really special to be a part of that, because following that, you know, it's something, it's a beautiful gathering. But in front of everyone, the kumu from Hana, she did like a little blessing for me. You know, I ran into them on the airplane. She personally invited me to come out. And to me, that was like the rite of passage for my trip. You know, it was like, okay, well, my people are here too, and we have their support and their, you know, And at any moment you have a question in competition, it could be under the clock for 15 minutes. You know, you want to have everything, single subconscious and conscious thought supporting why you're there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think it's as simple as you get what you give, right? I mean, you went to New Zealand and you go to these places, not with the intention of like, I'm just gonna get this win, go home. I'm just gonna eat their food, go home. I'm gonna enjoy myself, go home. You're trying to integrate. I mean, that's basically what we did in the Peace Corps. You know, and when I was in Madagascar, it was like, you get to know the host culture. You get to understand, you grow empathy for like other people. And I think with traveling, especially when you guys can do that young, you grow empathy for the rest of the world. And like, you understand even your home culture a little bit better. Like when I was in Madagascar, and I always say like you learn so much more outside of the classroom than you do inside the classroom. And right after college, went to Madagascar and I got to learn so much about myself and others. And I always say like the more of the world you see, the smaller it gets.
Yeah. Because
you realize how connected everything is. Even though I'm on Madagascar, it's the opposite side of the world, but the language is similar, the food is similar, the culture is similar. You know, some of these people, I swear, they look more Filipino than the African image I had in my head. You know, but it's just so cool that you can, you can create these experiences where you get to truly connect with others. And I think maybe not everybody does that. And that was, I think, that's what it sounds like your advantage is, that you got to connect with the host culture. And maybe some athletes never did that, and I think the aina, like the spirits, whatever you want to call it, like it feels that, and like, I think you're rewarded when you do stuff like that. Yeah.
It's hard not to too, if you're from Hawaii and you are in surfing or water sports industry. If you go anywhere for a surf trip or water sports trip, you have 10 steps in front of everybody. Doesn't matter what language. The second you say you're from Hawaii, you're from America, it's like, no, I'm from Hawaii.
Excited.
Oh, you're from Hawaii.
It's funny because they don't associate it.
Yeah.
Like you got good people in your shadows. You gotta
No, but
represent well.
what the Duke started around the whole world. It's just like we feel so special just because we're from Hawaii.
Yeah.
The second we tell people, no matter what country, they get excited.
Yeah.
It's a cool thing.
And it doesn't matter what's going on in the U.S. If there's like political turmoil, there's something crazy. Not a lot of people associate Hawaii with the U.S.
Exactly.
Yeah. So
that's they go, are you from the U.S.? But no.
Yeah.
No.
So they don't. You can say you're from, like, if you say I'm from California, and they're like, oh yeah, it's crazy what's going on in the U.S. Right? Yeah. Like. If you say, I'm from Hawaii, Hawaii, they do that. Or like, oh, the volcanoes erupting or something like that, I think, we definitely have a little, I guess, more clout than other people.
For sure.
Yeah.
But it's funny though, like how it does make a big difference in today's day and age, like the difference of interacting with someone when they have an open heart, mind, and eyes and ears to you, opposed to going to someone and they're not giving you that. When you're a surfer or when you're a professional athlete, or if you're from Hawaii, to some of these people on your travels, right, it's like, oh, I'm yours for this moment. Tell me, give me, like what can we talk about? How can we connect? And it's a beautiful thing. I think it is, because we go about our day and oftentimes we have all these wonderful opportunities to build pilina with people, with place, with even our own mission for the day. And we miss these opportunities the universe and the community throws at us to, really strengthen that balance of physical, mental, and spiritual.
Yep. And one thing I would add to this, don't be too prideful because you're from Hawaii, because I got some bad stories of me being too prideful. Like my first winter in Madagascar, we went to the beach or whatever, and I was like, and I lived in the highlands for months. Like we don't get like much sun. We're like a day away from the ocean, so I got really like pale, and I was like, yes, finally get to go to the beach, get some sun. Everybody putting on sunscreen. I'm like, nah, I'm good. Like I don't need sunscreen. I'm from Hawaii.
Used
I
to
got the
sun.
worst sunburn in my life. It was like
Oh,
3rd-degree
man.
burns. I had pictures, like I had like blisters and like my skin was peeling and stuff. Like it was really bad.
Oh, hey, Aila Palela.
Yeah, ole.
It's like how I was in Brazil and they said, watch out for the mosquitoes. I'm like, nah, we're good. You know, I'm like, oh no, they really got mosquitoes.
Oh,
Yeah.
hurrah.
No,
Those mosquitoes
it was-
bite different.
There was that, and it was Madagascar. And before that, when I studied abroad in Spain, we went to Portugal for the weekend. Like we took a bus there, and they had surf. So I was like, oh, cool, let me try to go surfing. And they're like, oh, do you want a wetsuit? Because it was winter time. And I was like, I don't need a wetsuit. Everybody had a wetsuit. I'm like, I'm from Hawaii. I don't need a wetsuit.
Yeah.
Oh, it was so cold. I got sick after that. I had like a cough for like a week after that. So yeah. Don't be too prideful because you're from Hawaii. Blend in. Like if everybody else is doing it, maybe you should do it.
Yeah, the wetsuit thing, I'm jumping on board.
Yeah.
You can't be too po'opaki.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
can't be
my-
too
my-
hard-headed with your own
I'm
ways.
the opposite.
My pole is very
I'm the
Kahākūkahi.
opposite. I go to California and I'm the only guy in a wetsuit, and they're like, "It's so warm." I'm like, "You don't know what you're talking about."
Well, they're different because they're like, California water is usually cold, right? And
Yeah.
because even when my girlfriend goes to the beach there, because she spent some time in California for her job, and she'll go to the beach with the friends, and they'll be like, "Oh, it's not that cold today."
Yeah.
Like, you don't really do that in Hawaii. It's just like, for the most part, it's pretty warm, and if it's not, like the sun is keeping it warm. But yeah, totally different lifestyle.
Yeah, really.
Guaranteed.
Yeah. I do wanna get into the most recent years on Maui. I know when we first connected, I wanted to use this platform to share more of the stories of Lāhainā. I think that might have been when we first connected around.
The Nickelodeon thing.
Oh, the Nickelodeon thing. That's what it was. Yeah. So I guess I'll give some context, but and we'll jump around through all the other stuff throughout this podcast. But yeah, so in 2023, I remember like that week vividly. I mean, and you guys can get into it, but this fun fact from behind the scenes on our end, I was actually planning an episode with Josh Green that week. So we finally did that episode a couple months ago. But I was like, that episode we've been trying to do that for like over 2 years. So we're planning an episode with Josh Green and his team. And then I think like a couple days after that, we were like trying to set a date. I saw everything happen on Instagram. And I was like, okay, that episode's not going to happen. And then it was just like the worst things you see on like end of the world movies. You know, I watched like dystopian stuff, Walking Dead, and or this like action movies where like it looks CGI.
I am Legend. That's
I Am Legend right there.
you
Yeah,
know.
and I was like, what is going on? Like this can't be real. It all happens. News comes out. We know what happens next. One of the worst tragedies ever. Couple months later, Nickelodeon reaches out to me, saying that they have this segment called Nick News, and they wanted to interview some of the survivors of the Lāhainā fires. So they flew me there, and you were contracted for that too, and that's when we first connected. And then ever since then, we were like, okay, let's try to do this episode. But I've been wanting to do it on Maui because I just thought it would be better on Maui, but life happens and we can't make it to Maui. But now you're here. But that's how we first connected, and it was a cool segment. I thought they did a pretty good job of being respectful. They chose some of the families they chose. I think wasn't as local as I would have liked them to.
I would agree.
Yeah, because I was like, okay. No shade to the families because obviously they were affected by
It's a hard
but
topic.
It was a hard topic,
Yeah.
but yeah. Anyways,
we were planning on doing. We had a date set for this, and then Zane broke his back.
oh, is that what
I
happened?
think last year.
Is that
right?
was that the
Even
accident?
after.
That was your
Summers
accident?
ago.
I think
Yeah.
we were also talking about doing it, and then Zane broke his back too.
Okay, so there's a lot of things that happens. But just like the wind, you can't control the wind. You just
Yeah.
can adjust the sails.
Feels good now.
Yeah.
I'm glad it's now because I'm happier and lighter than ever. We were in a dark place for the past 2-3
Yeah,
years.
which is good because we gave it time to breathe, heal, and now that I believe everything happens for a reason, and the timing always works out the way it's supposed to work out. So that was just a long introduction into basically what we're gonna talk about. But anyways, take it away, Matty.
You want me to just talk about what we experienced, or
I would love to just hear. I mean, you've probably shared this a lot, and you made a documentary on it, and even the trailer literally looks like worse than I Am Legend. Is there, I guess, maybe things that people maybe misunderstand, or like things that people don't know about what happened, and just hear like your perspective? Like, how bad was it? Like, when I went to, so obviously you see a picture, right? And you're like, wow, that's crazy. And when I went there and we were in the rubble, whatever, and you're like, wow, this is crazy. But you don't really know how crazy it is until they showed me like the before. And I was like, oh, that's when it hit me. Or like when we did the interviews with the kids at the school, and the girl was like, I was stuck in the water for like whatever. And like like PTSD and stuff like that. Like as somebody who's not from there, I can't truly understand what it was like.
Yeah, it can't even express how my body feels right now. Just the second we start talking about it, it's like I feel like I'm about to go surf Jaws. The nervous system gets pretty shocked. And we have to try really hard mentally to. I'm either laughing or crying, and sometimes I say things where I'm like, why did I just say that about Lāhainā so lightly, you know? But we have to, because it's such a heavy thing. Can I give a little context on just where we were and what happened on that day first?
Yeah, for sure. And I'm probably not setting this up the best way, because I honestly don't know how to talk about it in like the best way.
It's
There's no right way to talk
Yeah,
about it.
yeah.
No, but it's
real.
It's hard for us because Zane and I weren't there. We were actually in Southern California for a surf contest and motorcycle race called Surfercross that I do every year, and it always lands around August 8th. And yeah, it's hard because, you know, we're both fathers. I have 3 kids, an amazing wife. Zane just had his second, and we heard about what was happening, and same thing with you. You know, it's like we almost saw some of the worst stuff right away. Just like the first few videos that came out, and to have that be your hometown when you know everybody, you know, the feelings that we
Still having adrenaline
Yeah.
from finishing a dirt bike race. I'll never forget, we get in the car and we're just still buzzing, and we see all these missed calls. We get on the phone with Dad, and he's telling us, you guys, it's bad, and then the call dropped.
And we never talked to anybody. The call dropped, and after that, we didn't talk to anybody for almost 24 hours. And my thing is, I tell my wife and kids, you know, anything ever happens, go to my parents' house. And Lāhainā town is right in between them and my parents' house. So long story short, it was a really crazy experience for Zane and I, just trying to get on a plane back to Maui the next day. We were able to do it, and once we were able to make sure our wife and kids were still, you know, were okay, it was this overwhelming pull and need to help. You know, I feel like I missed out a lot. Like, there's all these feelings of like, we should have been there. We should have been there to help. We're dirt bikers. We got dirt bikes. We could have been going in and out, all this stuff, but that's not the way it played out. So we just, without planning, you know, we just did everything we possibly could, which we didn't know what we were doing at first. It was a lot.
How hard is it to like talk about it these days? I mean, does it just immediately bring back like bad memories?
Yeah, visions for sure. Again, I wasn't there, and we went through the next day, and a lot of people we know went through horrible things, but unfortunately, making a film about it, I didn't realize what I was getting into. I wouldn't do it if I could rewind myself right now. I probably wouldn't do it, even though it's made a really great impact. I'm really
It's affected Matty's health as his brother.
You know,
I've seen Matty living in this the darkest time of our life. And every day he's reliving it, whether it's through an interview from a kid or from a family sharing their experience.
Footage from people. You know, I did a kahea out to people. Hey, if you have footage that you want to share, and 90% of the stuff I wish I never saw. You know,
but it's a burden.
It's a responsibility.
That weighs heavy on, I think, everyone's shoulders, whether it's survivor guilt or whether it's being a part of it.
So it's not. I truly, my team and I, Blake and DeAndre and Amber and Keely, Phil, I believe and I know wholeheartedly we did it for the right reasons. We're not trying to make money off of it. We're not trying to make any disaster porn, but we really, truly just want to show, yeah, what happened, but most importantly is how the community came together.
Mm-hmm.
And there's so many bad things that have happened over the past 3 years, but there's also so many amazing things.
Yeah.
And what inspired me to start doing this film was just watching the way everybody came together. Not just
Sheer act
Maui,
of kindness.
Molokai, Lanai, Oahu, Big Island, people from everywhere. Boats just lined up on the horizon to help. I mean, it was some of the most beautiful things I've ever seen in my life while you're in hell.
Yeah.
You know, you're living in hell, but you still see the best of humanity. And it truly gave me hope for mankind, you know, like stuff happens, you know. My big thing is change, you know, and there's always going to be change. But when you have a community that can come together the way that we all did, it's one of the most beautiful things in the world.
Yeah. And I don't mean to reopen some scars that are very painful, but it is cool how like the worst of nature kind of brings out the best in our community. Over the last 3 years, we've experienced that from Lāhainā to the Kona low floods to just recently, the crazy storm that we just had, right? Hurricane Lala, which again, you know, it's like, it's weird. I'm over here and I see things through a phone. Like I'm personally okay, but then I see Big Island, like graveyards messed up, like Punalu'u Bakery, just destroyed. Like it sucks that it takes these tragedies to bring people together. Yeah. But I also, like you said, I love seeing how quickly our community comes together. Like they just drop everything. Yeah. Like even like with the Kona lows, like people are just out there for days, like distributing things, the celebrities like Jack Johnson, like they just drop everything. And I'm thinking like, how selfless do you have to be to just drop everything, your family, friends, work, and just do this for days to weeks to months at a time? Like, I'm like, I think I'm a good person and I'm helpful, but I'm like, I don't know if I'd be able to do that. That's why I respect people like you guys and all the other leaders that step up during these tragedies. Because I raise some money and like I go and distribute some stuff. Like that is nothing compared to like the things that people got to do. I just have the utmost respect for people like you guys. And like I said in the beginning, this is how I see you guys, as like community leaders and like people who are actually like out in the community helping, rather than just like trophies and medals and accolades.
Well, whether you know it or not, you are doing it here, doing this, giving a platform for people to tell their stories. It's really important. And I don't see it, all respect to everybody else that helps out. You know, I don't see it as selfless. Again, we're all from Hawaiʻi, and it's our responsibility.
Yeah.
We have taken so much from these islands and our people. We all are, and it's just our responsibility. You know. Really
it's like, you know, it wasn't a choice. You had to. You know, I think for the people, it was either you had to make time for grief, or you had to make time to help people through their grief. And then like the balance of like how much we love our place, how much we love our people. You know, there's no meaning of love without grief. And like after seeing people you love, and you know, you never hold someone and give them a hug and look them in the eyes like you're happy to see them. You know, like you're
glad they're alive,
grateful you're here. You give them a hug. You know, and at what point does it take in our day to day, where it's such a great change that we have to think, am I needed? You know? And I think that's a really hard thing, but we relived it again recently, as you were saying, Kamaka, even with Hurricane Lala, you know. Blake Ramel is organizing, you know, relief to Hilo the last few days, and we're all going through, you know, cleaning up, and it's like this relived trauma, and people are still there to want to help. But back in the day, that was just, I think, a normal thing, right? If your neighbor or someone in your community needed help, the law of reciprocity was so strong. Nowadays, we get so caught up in our day-to-day that the capacity of what we can focus on blurs our choices we make. You know, like, we get so busy, whether it's stress from family, stress from work, stress paying bills, that, like, you know, our choices we make are blurred, you know. But in a great time of change, a great time of grief, great time of everyone's all of a sudden on the same frequency, the choices become real clear. Yeah.
When you're not seeing people that aren't showing up that you expect, you know, rather than think, oh, how come they're not helping, you know, go check on them. Because I know 8 people that took their life since the fire. You know, and some of those people we were, you know, how come they're not here helping? You know what I mean? How come that? And you don't understand what people are going through, you know?
Yeah.
So
That's something that happens a lot, is like people guilt trip. They feel guilty, like they have to be out there. Like, I mean, maybe you got bills to pay, and like it's hard to be out there, but
I mean, you could ask Matty or anyone that knows me. I feel like I've really naturally been a very optimistic, enthusiastic, happy person. I'm only just recently learning to take the burden of everything off my shoulders and feel like it's okay for me to have joy for the things I love again. It's okay for me to prioritize my family. It's okay for, you know, and that was a really tough thing because my whole life I've always really been in touch with joy. I've been very close relationship with the things that bring joy to the people around me and to me. And after the fires, Matty and we didn't think about surfing or getting in the ocean. It was months before we even had a session, let alone think about it, you know. And you start to see that, you know, these little things we have the capacity for sometimes are influential on how we hold ourselves up. You know, and I changed for sure living through that survivor guilt, having a strong commitment that we believe in, that we know is a way to contribute. You know, because we're not builders. We didn't grow up carpenters. You know, we're watermen. We're experts of the ocean. And we know what we know. And we were able to apply what we knew in that time immediately and help out in ways that I think are, looking back on it, it's just all really crazy that so many of our high school classmates, our neighborhood, really created a coordinated line of disaster relief that provided security, comfort, and even life-saving medicines or materials, you know. It's crazy to see what Kahana turned into after that. And it's even more wild to think about what our hometown's going to become because we're still going through it every day, you know. I stopped competing almost full-time since the fires. You know, I've done a few events here and there to continue, you know, my sponsorships and relationships professionally. But really, so much of my heart and time and focus is into rebuilding the morale of the youth in our community through our programs. At KOA, our Kahākūkahi Ocean Academy, we've been doing youth programs in our community for over 10 years. I mean, since I was a teenager, my mom encouraged me to bring together kids, give away old equipment. And this idea of, you know, rebuilding Lāhainā was foreign to me. There was I joined a lot of those cleanup crews in the beginning, going through cultural protocol, learning about how this is going to be done. And then I realized I'm not a builder. Like, how can I truly be there for our community? How can Matty truly be there for our community with our background? Not trying to be something we're not, you know. And for Matty, he took the role really strongly of not only being a community leader, but bringing together the experiences and the stories of the leaders and of the victims. And not only that, but bringing it full circle of like, how can we avoid this from happening again? Like, why did it happen in the first place? You know? And just understanding that gives us a mind shift of how we are a part of the environment, how each Kanaka play an integral role as servants of Aina, you know. And once we push that kuleana away, you know, it all falls apart. And I think that in Matty's film, to me, that's the most powerful part of it. You know, it's the timeline of events that led to the tragedy and how our community came to rise from the ashes, you know. And for me personally, we ramped up our programs for the kids 2 weeks after the program fires. We were doing events quarterly where it was just fun, ocean immersion. The goal was to get kids, you know, like a hook, draw them in with fun, teach them how to surf, teach them how to paddle, teach them how to do all this stuff. And in return, we're trying to encourage them to be guardians of the ocean, guardians of the environment, to be good community members through the values and skills. And now it's like we're doing this for the mental health of the kids. You know, Matty mentioned suicide rate rising. This is consistent even for youth. And out in the canoe, now we're doing our programs 2 to 4 days a week. And we've been doing that for over 2 years now. We've had over 300 programs, all free. And, you know, the mission now has adapted to trying to inspire ocean guardians to trying to give kids the tools to balance their mental, physical, and spiritual health through the ocean. You know, a lot of families found security and refuge in the water. You know, other families might not have had that pilina with the ocean to take that risk and find refuge. And so there are things that we see in our community, even today. The highest death rate for youth is drowning, and that's residents, not just tourists. You know, and so I do believe that our mission at COA is fighting for something still relative, because we're trying to shape the future leaders of our community who are going to step forward for the next disaster. And it's not, who knows, maybe it's another pro surfer. You know, maybe it's a water woman, maybe it's a waterman, but I know for sure that I don't know where I would be without the ocean. The ocean's always been there for me as a teacher, you know, a place of refuge, a playground, open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Church.
Yeah.
Babysitter.
Yeah. And, you know, like, the sad thing is, again, you know, the demand of life nowadays doesn't give kids those opportunities to connect like we had the chance to.
Yeah.
You know, like, the more kids that have a chance to connect the ocean, I believe, you know, the better off they're going to be balancing their health, the better off they're going to be navigating life. Because if you can navigate life on water, life on land is a breeze.
For sure.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I'd rather walk through the desert than take a sailboat across the Pacific Ocean. That's scary.
Yeah, I never grew up as a water baby, so it wasn't until my adulthood when I started surfing and getting more comfortable with the water. And it's one of those things where it is innate to, you know, people in Hawaii, and it should be like something that we're more used to. I mean, just reading the water, like going to Sandy's and knowing, okay, maybe I shouldn't go out this far without fins, you know, because even I remember times where I'd go just jump in and starting out, I can't feel the sand anymore at the bottom of my feet. I'm like, okay, I'm paddling and like, all right, trying not to panic, but I don't think I'm going anywhere right now. And then I'm like, I don't want to be that one local who gets saved. And like, okay, then I finally, like, a wave pushes me. I feel the sand. I'm like, okay, I'm going in. Like, it is, people don't understand. People really, like, you can be from here. You can, you know, go to certain, I mean, Hilo, we don't got sandy beaches. We got lava rocks. You know, we don't necessarily grow up with those big swells or shore break, you know, so it's different. So it's definitely one of those things you just need to respect. I mean, Opihi man said it the best, you know, never turn your back to the ocean. Yeah. So you gotta really respect it.
Especially Sandy's just not.
Oh, it's nuts. Yeah, I do have to say, I think you're wrong about one thing that you said, is that you guys aren't builders. I think you guys are builders. It's just in a different way. I think you're building community. You're building relationships. You know, you're building a brighter future for these kids, a safer future for the kids. So, I will correct you and say you are builders. I don't think you can say you're not a builder. Yeah.
You looked at the office I made myself. Don't bring a right angle. You know?
Not physical builders. You're not builders of physical things, but everything else, yes.
There is positive stuff going on in Lāhainā.
Yeah, I was just about to ask that. If I think we've already seen the videos. I don't think we need to talk about anything else. I want to know 3 years later, like, what are the positive things that have come out of it, and like where are people at right now, and like what makes people happy, you know, these days.
Big positive is there's no trees left in Lāhainā to get blown down from Hurricane Lala, so that was the number one positive. I'm honestly just looking at the neighborhoods right now. When you drive through, when you look up towards Lāhainā Luna and Waihekuli, the two major neighborhoods, it's really cool just to see houses coming back. And you know, when you see it flat for so long and just everything gone, and then, I mean, even though there's only 200 something houses rebuilt out of like 2,000, it doesn't look like 10%. It looks like half of everything's there, you know, and there's people that are every week moving back in, and it's just, it's a mission that they didn't think they were going to live through, you know? So it's really cool to see people right now. I feel like we've gone through that rock bottom. There's only up. You got to focus on the positive right now, right? And I think the best way to do that is staying in the present moment. It's hard not to think about what happened. You start thinking about the future of our town and Lāhainā and how you want it to look. You can lose yourself, but staying in the present moment. I see a lot of great things going on in Lāhainā right now. I mean, of course, the people and stuff. And on my flight over here just now, I was sitting next to Jack Starr, who gave me this shirt on the way. You know, he runs the chemo contest right around there.
Crazy.
But he's the face of Chemo's restaurant, which is one of the most famous restaurants on Front Street. And
So many memories made in that spot.
I've been trying really
Generations of
hard to
watermen.
not hear anything about what's going on for Lāhainā town because nothing has happened. It's been 3 years and it's still flat. They graded it and it's flat, but it's sucking my soul every day that I see that nothing has happened. But to hear that permits are now all of a sudden getting done, I think by the beginning of next year, like Lāhainā town is going to start getting rebuilt.
That's
and
amazing.
you know, we just expected it to take 10 years. You know, are they ever even going to start? You know, and understanding private houses can get rebuilt, but just the whole community trying to decide what we want for the future of our town. You know, it's great to hear that things are starting to happen.
Yeah.
Also, on the environment side of things, you know, it's interesting, you know, the form of kapu, you know, limited access to some areas have created this opportunity for life. And different, you know, that's been one of the coolest things to see for me is when we go to the beach where we know these spots, you know, we know what they used to look like. But to see changes in a positive direction, like Pohuehue native vines on the beach, it's taking over Lāhainā town, you know, the vines with the little flower, the purple flower, you know, and it's a native vine that a lot of the Paniolas used to use for broken bones and stuff. It's a medicine plant, and that's just taking over all the beach properties that used to have houses and grass lawns. And now you see all the native coastal plants just if it has time to recuperate, all of a sudden that coastal environment is becoming strong. You know, we saw even
The pumps.
Yeah, with the pumps not pumping water, you see all these spots all of a sudden becoming saturated. You know, like Mokuhinia and Moku'ula, where across from King Cam III school, you know, like we grew up
It's been a
hearing
desert
stories.
dry our whole life.
But you hear stories of that. Used to be this beautiful waterway, home of Kamehameha. There was an island. And literally, we grew up with it was a dust bowl, abandoned baseball field. Gust of wind comes and just dust in the air. All of a sudden, you see green coming from it. It's becoming saturated. The little awais are filling with water. That would normally be like emergency drain let off. They're full. The underground parking structures, hundreds of thousands of gallons of water full. And so it is interesting to see, like, if humans step back a little bit and give the Aina, give the Kai a chance to recuperate. You know, we documented coral reef growths at Breakwall, even from less surf schools out there throughout the time of the fire. You know, it's
Nothing against the surf schools.
but there is a beautiful thing though when you look beneath the surface.
For sure.
And I'm saying that kind of like metaphorically and directly because you peel back the reality of what's going on in front of you and you actually start to look at nature and you start to look under the water and you see it's had a chance to come back.
Yeah. I mean, we're probably the Earth's worst enemy. We're just destroying it with all the things that we're building on top. I mean, Lāhainā used to be a marshland, right? So it's cool to hear that, you know, some of these natural things that used to be over there are starting to come back. Hopefully it can stay like that.
Yeah,
I think we took it as a whole Ailona, like maybe that's
we
what it
saw
wants.
the vision. You can't take that away now. You know, it was before, it was like you read it in books, you see the stories. We saw it happening. You can't take it away from the people now.
Yeah.
Now
You know
we
what I
know
mean?
that I was like, I want my Lāhainā back. I want everything back the way it is. I did and I do, but now that we're seeing that, I'm like,
That wasn't even the Lāhainā. The
that
Lāhainā
wasn't,
we
you
knew
know,
wasn't the
there-
real Lāhainā.
I believe that the Lāhainā we're gonna have in 10 years is gonna be a better Lāhainā than what we had. I have to.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. Amazing. All right. We'll take a quick shishi break and we'll be right back with social media questions. Mahalo so much for sharing all that. I just wanted to say a big mahalo to our travel partner, Hawaiian Airlines, for supporting this podcast. One thing I always appreciate about Hawaiian is that no matter where you're headed, they always find ways to bring a little piece of home with you. Starting July 1st, they're rolling out a new onboard dining experience featuring meals created by Maui's own chef, Sheldon Simeon. So whether it's mochiko chicken and garlic noodles, a teriyaki chicken bento, or an island-style breakfast, you'll be able to pre-order your meal before your flight and enjoy a true taste of Hawaii in the air. And for our Kama'aina listeners, Hawaiian is saying mahalo to its Huaka'i members with a special launch offer. Huaka'i members can receive their first 2 pre-ordered meals free as they try out the new menu. They're also featuring local favorites like Anahola Granola, Diamond Bakery, Hawaiian Host, and Honolulu Cookie Company on board. Check out the new menu and book your next trip with Hawaiian Airlines. All right, we're back from a quick shishi break. Mahalo to Waikea Water for providing the best quality shishi today. They support our Keep It Aloha events, our card show coming up, I think the week after this episode airs. So make sure you guys come check us out at our Kahākūkahi. All right, let's get into the social media questions. But I think we did want to clear up something, right? That we talked about off air before jumping back on. You said that Kai Lenny never won the Ultimate Waterman, right?
Oh, you bugging me.
He might have some other stuff on you, but that's the same thing I told Kai. Kai, you're impressive. Like, you have tons of championships, but you don't got a PSA 10 Charizard.
There you go.
Like, come on, Kai, step your game up.
We're bringing that Ultimate Waterman event to Hawaii this year.
Hopefully.
Next year.
Oh, actually?
Fingers
Yeah, we got
crossed.
Kala Alexander's helping out with that. I'm helping out with that. So we're doing everything we can to bring that back to Hawaii.
Can we add who can rip a pack of Pokemon the
Bro.
fastest on a surfboard?
Boom. There we go.
I'll host that one.
Yeah.
Mana Moana, I think they're rebranding it.
Yep, exactly.
So the Ultimate Waterman might come to Hawaii as Mana Moana.
Oh, that's cool. Right on. All right, let's get into social media fan questions. We got a couple. This one comes from at Kavika Cruz. This person says, who was the biggest troublemaker growing up?
No question.
Maddie, guarantee.
Oh,
Hi.
What? What are you talking about?
this is so
man?
funny.
Oh, yeah. Well, if you're
Bro,
talking
we're
about
talking
from
about trouble,
under-
not doing stupid things.
from under.
Getting-
Oh, yeah.
the question was trouble, not who gets
Under
hurt.
the
That's
age of
stupid.
10.
You're only in trouble if you get caught. That's
Under
what
the
Aladdin
age of
said.
10, it was all Zane. This kid had more stitches on his face by the age of 8 years old than anybody else we know. But no, I've been in a way more trouble.
Yeah,
I
Maddie
don't-
cleared the way of trouble for
Yeah.
sure. I always felt very safe in West Maui because of all the trouble that Maddie got into and resolved appropriately.
Back in the 80s, it was a little more hardcore surfing. Like, I grew up idolizing Uncle Kala and Kyborg and all these guys. So there's a lot of fighting growing up.
Yeah. Well, you got into a lot of trouble, so you understand how to be a peacemaker as well.
There we go.
Troublemaker to peacemaker.
Yeah. The transfer.
Growing up in Lāhainā, this kind of skin, Maddie definitely cleared the way for sure. Like, I didn't have to fight as much throughout school because Maddie did a lot of.
I think the cool thing about surfing, and just I guess sports in general, like if you're good at something, it does not matter like what skin color you are. Like you could be a white boy in the NFL, but you're like the best player on the team, then you get the auto respect, right? Like if you're growing up in Hawaii and like, oh yeah, you got your skin color's white, and then you're just ripping at surf, like
If you can go
auto
pack one
respect,
at Honolulu or pipe, then I think you're all right.
or you just want to go catch one fat fish, go home flex on them, you get all auto respect.
Yes.
All right, so Maddie, biggest troublemaker. Okay. Okay, this is a funny one. JPG says, Maddie, what's the craziest or sketchiest thing Zane has ever made you film?
Oh, wow. Ever made me film.
You're always willing to film it.
Bro. I mean, the only Jaws is what keeps coming to mind. Obviously, I mean, a lot of people do it, but Zane's nuts out there. Yeah,
Nuts like how?
because like we were talking about earlier, he tunes out different. When a bomber comes and you're about to take a 50, 60-foot wave on your head, you're trying your hardest to get a breath. And you look over at everybody in the lineup, their face goes white, their head goes down. You can't even look at the wave because you got to somehow catch your breath. And Zane's the only guy in the lineup that's laughing out loud. He knows how to just like, he tunes out by just, all right, guys, here we go. You know, like, let's get it. And it's just like this. Oh my, yeah. So
That's the insane right there.
that's
insane
the
Zane.
for sure. Yeah. We have some crazy stories, but not all of them were filmed.
Yeah. Definitely some crazy times filmed at Pe'ahi though.
I can't even imagine that. Like when I'm seeing how people paddle out on the big waves, like I don't it doesn't make sense to me.
Me neither.
It really doesn't. Like
it's-
I get it that people do it, but I still can't compute it. You know, there's
is
just some things in
amazing.
life
Yeah.
that I can't compute. Like I know it's possible, I know people do it, but it just doesn't make sense to me.
Try
Yeah.
having that mind state and doing it a few times, and I still have that mind state. I can't compute. I'll turn off a wave, and I don't even remember what happened at all. Like, you know, I have to go back and see a shot because I just so tuned out, or you just think you're gonna die the whole time.
Yeah. Like
Yeah, Zane might be different.
I get like the surfing part, like the actual catching the wave, like it's all relative, right? Like you could maybe like I feel like I could maybe get lucky and go on a wave and just like maybe my timing would really be bad, but
you tell us when you're ready.
no,
and we go.
never. No,
Bro, I will
never.
tow you
I-
in. Patio on safety. Let's go.
My-
Bro.
no,
You
you're
open
right.
up the
Big-
pack of
riding big-
Pokemon right then and there.
Riding big waves is not on my agenda. Like I just like I remember the big swell in Waikiki a couple years ago. That was the biggest I've ever seen in person. Like I've surfed North Shore once, broke a board, and then I went out Waikiki and I longboard. And just to see, it couldn't be more than like 6 foot. You know, it couldn't be more than that. But like seeing a wall of water when you're on the
That's it.
on the wave,
Yeah.
that's what like
You're
gets
right.
me. It's because I see it from the shore, you see it on videos, like wow, that's crazy. But when you're flat
Level with it.
and then you see it,
Yeah.
and like I'm talking like this is like I said, no more than 6 feet. Add another 0 to what you guys are surfing. I'm like, it just doesn't make sense. Like, okay, and going back to what I was saying, like, okay, maybe I'll get lucky and I'll go on the board. Maybe I'd have to ride it like this, but I can like bodyboard it until a section where I could like get up. But I don't know how in the world I would ever paddle out.
I'm
Like,
glad you understand that. There's a lot of people out there that have caught waves
Go.
and,
doesn't
and
make sense.
Shouldn't be out
posted a
there.
photo, and they should not be out there. Where you know if they took a spill or if they took a big one on the head, it would be a big different story.
No, I learned quick. One time I surfed Sunset. It was decent size, and I caught a wave. I was like, okay. I did the thing where it's like, okay, paddling out, just made it. It was like one of those rogue sets. Paddling out,
Another
just
one.
made it.
Another one.
Just got over, and this thing was about to crash on me. I was like, I don't know what to do. And then so it went on me, broke the board, and I was like underneath the water. And I've only surfed town, so I was like, okay, wait a little
Sunset's
bit.
gnarly.
Well,
Sunset's gnarly.
I learned how like powerful and deep it is too, because like in town you're like, okay, maybe you wait a little bit, you can go up. I wait a little bit, okay, don't panic, because that's what I learned, right? That's what people say, don't panic. It's like, okay, I think I can start paddling up. Start paddling. I'm like, okay, why am I not at the
Still
top?
going.
And then I'm like, doing the panic stuff.
Those last few.
Yeah. And then I get up and like, and then I just have like two pieces of the board, and I gotta like paddle in, and I'm like immediately I want to be like help, but like nobody's around me, so I had to like.
That's all
paddle.
perspective, bro.
But okay,
Yeah.
just from that interaction, I'm like, I'm never doing that again.
Yeah.
Like it's not worth it. And then again, add 5 more stories to it and to what you
I'm
guys are
going
doing.
through that right now. I had a
Yeah.
bad wipeout at Pe'ahi that I'm still recovering from
doesn't-
mentally.
Oh, he blacked out. As a brother, I've had to see
Oh,
this guy.
you actually blocked out.
I've had
Yeah,
to see
two-way
Matty
hold down.
twice. No heartbeat, face down in the water. And one time
It's the day
recently,
after the Eddie.
Crazy.
It's the day
yeah,
the
after
Eddie.
the eddy swell, dropped in, solid wave, big one, bottom turn, didn't get around it. And then I go on the one wave after it, I think it was, or one of the waves, and everybody's screaming. I'm thinking, bro, that wave wasn't that good, bro. Settle down, you guys. And your brother, and then I hear your brother. I'm like, turn, and Matty's face down, getting rescued, like freaking.
And you guys just want to do it again after that.
Egos, bro.
The limit gets pushed a little further each time.
It's got to be like a drug, right? Like
Yeah.
you want more and more. I mean, it's like when I'm ripping Pokemon cards, right? Like I got the big chase card, but I want more.
Yeah.
I don't care how much debt I'm in. I want more.
Classic.
That's the
There's
only thing I
never
can
one
relate
goal
it
I've
to.
had my whole life. I never wanted to be world champ. I never wanted to be famous. I never wanted any of those accolades. But surfing Jaws since I was 8 years old has just been my main goal.
Yeah.
And I'm nowhere near as good as most the boys that commit that out there because it's fucking scary. Excuse me.
How does it? Oh, you can swear in this. How do you even train for that? Like I don't know if I asked Kai as many questions about like just how do you get good at like you just go and you.
I believe
suffer.
I believe it's
great.
80% mental, but
Yeah.
the mental helps when you have the preparation. When you have the preparation, physical preparation, when you practice holding your breath and all. People practice holding their breath. You can do it for a long time, but you need to practice holding your breath when you're on an exhale.
You heard of Dave Kalama?
Yeah, a lot of people have been bringing up his name.
So Dave would be a really good person to have in your podcast. Not only is he like amazing waterman, one of the watermen I've looked up to the most, and very fortunate to have him as an early mentor. But you know, Dave said at a young age, I remember him saying that it's not about mastering your craft. It's about your ability to be present, read the ocean. You know, and so like you could spend all the time mastering your craft, but are you still gonna lose control of your body and your heart and your thoughts when you're presented with that wave that might be beyond your limit? You know, so it's like you gotta prepare for the sport, but you also gotta make the intention to push yourself to the uncomfortable point mentally. And you could do that doing anything.
Yeah,
It doesn't
yeah.
have to be in front of a giant wave. You could do that in a supervised environment, in a pool, holding your breath. You could do that running. My heart can't handle any more sprinting. 2 more intervals. Go hard as you can. You know, just push the limit. When your mind says, I can't go any further, or I'm losing focus, like, you gotta be in that moment and put yourself in that moment to be able to react more efficiently.
Kids, do not go until you black out, if that's what you're
No,
saying.
definitely not. Definitely not. So I said supervised environment.
Yeah.
But if there's one thing to wrap up this question is like, we've done a lot of crazy things, but I would say Matty and I are like the opposite of Kodak courage. As Matt and Kodak, there's a lot of people who want to do crazy things for when the camera's on, but I feel like the craziest things we've done together is just for us, for our, you know, we're just going. You know, oftentimes, there's a lot of time and preparation that goes into capturing something. And you might miss that authenticity if you take the time to do that and not focus on the activity at hand. And me as the athlete and Matty as the storyteller, oftentimes I'm like trying to tell Matty, don't pick up your camera. Like, let's not ruin this moment because it's going as it should be right now.
We don't film as much as most people think. You know? We're not like vloggers. You know?
Yeah.
But yeah.
You do it when you need to. All right. Well, mahalo for answering that. This next question comes from Courtney K_22 says, Zane, if you could only do one water sport for the rest of your life, what are you choosing?
I get to ask this a lot.
I know, it's a tough question.
And like I always say the same thing. It's like, if it was best conditions for every sport I know, like the best conditions for surfing, best conditions for foiling, best conditions for windsurfing, I would still say there's no better feeling than getting barreled on a surfboard, you know? But if I had to think, okay, I'm 80 years old and I still want to be getting barreled, okay, maybe stand-up paddleboard barrel.
Bodysuit.
Yeah. And so getting barreled surfing.
I've been barreled on a half a foot wave before for like 0.2 seconds.
Oh, yeah.
Best feeling in the world to me, you know, but that's only if it's the best conditions.
Yeah.
Oftentimes surfing's a limited resource and you're fighting for waves, and that gets really frustrating. You know, that's why I choose to do so many other things often. Because man, the waves might be great, but if it's crowded, I'm gonna be fighting for waves. That's gonna take away from my joy. And that's why I've spent so much time in the open ocean foiling lately. is no limited resource you're fighting over.
Yeah. That's why I'm not a professional surfer, guys, because I don't want to fight for the waves. That's why you don't see me at Peahi or out in Waimea during the winter. Just because I'm a lover, not a fighter. That's the only reason. What about you? What would you choose?
I'm both lover and a fighter.
Yeah. I love to fight.
Surfing or fighting? Surfing.
Sounds like my girlfriend when she gets mad at me. She's always like, "Do you want to fight?" But you like what? But just
Shortboard.
the shortboard.
Shortboard.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
Crazy. All right. Where am I at? Okay, I like this one. Noelani Rose says, "What's the funniest story you have about each other that you're allowed to tell on the podcast?"
Bunch come to mind that I'm not allowed to talk about.
That I'm allowed to see. Yeah, that's the hard one.
That's the allowed part. Is
Zane irritating the hell out of me and my friends trying to just follow us and be with us on bikes as a kid one day.
Oh, geez.
And he was just
classic younger brother
yeah.
stuff.
So we had a bad idea and we stood up a coffee table.
Oh.
Stood the coffee table up, held Zane's back up to it, and duct taped him around the coffee table.
This was their form of babysitting.
And our plan was to just mess with him, run out the house, and come right back, just like scare him that we're gonna leave. Bro, we ran downstairs, and there was this local brother that was older than us, and he just punched one of my friends in the face, gave him a black eye. You know, there's a lot of that growing up in Honoko'ai. And we all got distracted, and like, dude, I don't even know, 30, 40
hours,
minutes.
bro.
Go by.
30 minutes, cuz.
And
What
we're
are you
like,
talking about?
"Oh,
This is
your
where my fear
brother."
of missing out
Like,
comes
bro,
from.
your
My
brother.
trauma.
So we just all run, bro. We run back upstairs. Bro, the coffee table is laying straight face first.
Heavy
He's
coffee
face
table.
first with his face on the ground, coffee table on the back.
I couldn't catch my face, too, because I'm duct taped like this, hands to the side. All I could do is turn my head, hit the ground, boom.
Yeah.
How old were you guys?
God, I was probably
like
12. So
8.
Zane was probably 7. Yeah.
And you remember it vividly.
I remember that. That's, yeah.
Most early memories of when you're a child, you remember if it's traumatic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's so funny.
Yeah. I had to give Zane CPR once. Zane was flatlined for like 5 minutes before. I had like 6 people giving it
That's
CPR.
what I was thinking.
Oh,
That's
that's-
what I was thinking. I was like, my craziest time that I could remember together was like, in Peru. That was.
Yeah. Zane fell off a cliff and completely flatlined. We had multiple people switching off.
Like landed on the ground.
It was such a heavy cliff. At nighttime, he slipped and fell. We shined a light and looked down there, and it was just his lifeless body at the bottom of a 30-foot cliff. We couldn't even get down. We had to go find another way around to get down there. We were with lifeguards and everything. We had about, I think it was 4 to 6 people switching off CPR for probably 5 or 6 minutes. It was heavy. Yeah. That was one of the life-changing things for me, for sure.
I remember waking up, like life just gets shocked into my body, and like looking around and seeing like all my friends and my brother, and then Matty just looks at me. Why the fuck did you do that? Slap the shit out of me. Don't fucking do that to me again.
Oh, that's funny. That's like the saying like, "Oh, if you die, I'll kill you."
Exactly. I promised God every single promise you can make that day.
Yeah, me too, bro. That was a big.
That's crazy. And there's so many. I mean, and then even recently, right? And a couple of years ago, off the boat, right? You had a crazy,
Yeah, I've had quite a few near-death experiences, but I would say
that was the worst.
Yeah, the boat and the cliff fall, that was bad. Yeah, the boat one was bad. Matty wasn't with me for that, but yeah, I got ran over by a boat, hit me. Lucky I heard it coming and was able to kind of go under the water a little bit and like kind of brace for impact, but it hit me across the face as I pushed the hull. And I thought I was clear for a second, and the engine got me. Lacerated my back like 7 times, pretty minorly, luckily. But my shorts got stuck in the engine, ripped off my body, cut the boat power, and ended up having to swim back to the boat. And yeah, easily could have
Fractured his back in 3 places?
Yeah,
4 places.
4 vertebrae.
Oh, yeah.
4
The
vertebrae.
propeller just barely skimmed him, like even on the face. Like it was, he should have done.
Yeah, I was all bust up, and I couldn't feel my legs for a little bit. you know, and it was I was
He
that was
on-
a 3-month recovery. Didn't know if I was gonna be able to.
3-month recovery. This is 3 years ago, and he's wearing a back brace last week. You know, so he's still recovering.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, I still feel like Superman sometimes. That's the thing. Like
After
I've-
30 is all downhill.
my whole life, I've operated at 110%.
Yeah.
So anything but I feel it, you know. But yeah, I feel very grateful to be alive and pushing it still for sure after that one.
You guys are
But
nuts.
at a
Yeah.
price, these concussions come with a price. And for Matty and I both, we share the same response, and it's our gut. And so like I throw up almost every morning since my Peru accident.
Like even to this day.
Yep, today I was throwing up 4 or 5 a.m. almost.
Like
every
you just get
single day.
nauseous out of
It's
nowhere?
I don't know. I've been hospitalized, spent a lot of money trying to figure out the answer. But
Both of us have gone through it.
yeah, no answer.
I've had 3 stomach surgeries because I've been hot, and it could be head. I don't know. I've been hospitalized for 13 major concussions. I had 2 years of grand mal seizures. Couldn't even take a bath for 2 years unsupervised. But I think, yeah, whether it's the head injuries that we got or something, but you know,
And we think
as
football's
long as
bad.
our stomach feels good, you know.
Oh,
I actually got to go see this back when it was the San Diego Chargers. Their head neurologist is the person that helped me with my seizures. The football guys, they know their concussions.
Yeah, exactly.
But you know, one of the hardest things to hear from a doctor is, well, from my test diagnosis, you are above average healthy adults, and there's nothing wrong with you. Like,
And that
Obviously
probably
don't know
saves
what-
you.
Obviously, don't know what you're talking about.
Man, I can't imagine what goes through the mind of your parents and like your spouses and then kids even to this day.
Yeah.
now that we have kids, it's like
Does it change?
oh, bro, I look at like
Risk
some of the
reward.
things I did to my parents. I'm like, oh my gosh.
I have a 10-year-old daughter, and she's beautiful. She's just as big as everybody else, but I'm like, and she's got all her friends at 10 years old, and I'm like, how was I pinning out a 110 in 5th gear at 10 years old in a wheelchair for 4 months from breaking arm and leg and everything? I'm like, how did my parents let me do that when I was that
It's
size?
different upbringing before iPhones.
Different times. Yeah. That's when we were still drinking water from the water hose.
Oh,
One thing
yeah.
That's one thing I miss nowadays. Is everybody says they miss seeing kids on bikes in neighborhoods. I'm like, I miss seeing kids in casts. when I see a kid in a cast, I walk up to him and I'm like,
Good
Good
job.
job, buddy.
keep it up.
It was that and the
doing what you're
gold
doing.
tooth or like the silver
Exactly,
tooths.
yeah,
You're like,
yeah, exactly.
you ate some good candies, my brother.
Yes, sir.
Bro, I used to just ride around the neighborhood, look for all the bikes in front of the house, and just go knock on the door. Now, yeah, a little different.
Oh my gosh, there needs to be like a documentary of old Hawaii.
Yes.
How basically it would be about like how we were outdoors a lot more, how we got addicted to gambling from playing pogs.
Yes.
So like going out to like playing sport. All of that.
Pogs and marbles in elementary,
Yeah.
bro. That was
Oh,
big.
bro,
They ask why we
Bambucha,
love
the
going
big
to Las
bambucha.
Vegas.
Yeah.
Yeah, why everybody loves gambling. It's
I'm
we
so
grew up
glad
playing
it's
pogs.
illegal out here. I'm mad. No.
I mean, people do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say which of my friends.
Yeah. Somebody introduced me to Kaushi recently. It's bad.
Oh, really?
I gotta stay away,
Kaushi.
bro.
Yeah, I've never got into Kaushi yet, but I mean, I love sports betting. I think I'm pro casino in Hawaii.
Ooh.
I don't know if that's a hot take.
Me
But
too. I am too.
I think
bad, though.
it would bring a lot of money to the economy. I think Hawaiian Council is probably.
We'd save a lot of money
Money.
too because we all got to fly to Vegas and we
Yeah,
do it
yeah.
anyway. You're not
why
stopping us.
spend $400 on a round trip flight to Vegas where you can throw $400 on black
There you go.
and double your money?
There you go.
That's the slogan.
Sign, give me the papers. I'm
Hey,
a sticker.
Kaushi, was it FanDuel,
You can
DraftKings?
probably
come hire
bet
me.
on Kaushi even like when the next Charizard is gonna
Yeah.
get picked, like
No,
this year and next year.
No,
he's
I was
getting
in-
all excited.
No,
Look at him.
I was in Hilo a couple weeks ago, and my friend was saying that you can bet on who's the next fire chief on Maui is gonna be.
No, no
Oh, yeah.
way.
Yeah, they have
anything
all
like that.
kind.
Anything
Yeah,
like that.
elections, everything.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'd rather be betting on myself than other people.
yeah. It just don't be hanging out with certain people and popping fireworks.
There you go.
Maui.
Yeah.
Let's stay away from that stuff. All right.
Solid though.
Yeah. Next question comes from where am I at? Right there. Kaleo.mp4 underscore.
Oh, I know what I brought him.
People get too many underscores, unnecessary. Why is it an underscore necessary after that, Kaleo? Anyways, people know how I feel about too many underscores here. This person says, who would survive longer if you guys got stranded on a deserted island?
Depends if there was a tribe there trying to kill you. Matty would survive longer, maybe.
Zane would get more done, find more food. I would probably survive just because I was sleeping under the tree and didn't fall out of a tree.
That's like,
Hey, you want people in cast? You know, that's a way to
There you go.
see more people in cast. You just gotta,
I'll give Zane the up on that one.
I always
don't know,
think
I think
about
we would be better as a team.
I always think about that, kind of like a survivor. Like, I wouldn't want to actually do that, but I was like, how cool would it be if I was just like stranded? Like, I survived something and I was just stranded on an island. I just grew like a huge beard, and then people find me like a year later.
Bro.
How entertaining would that be though if they did they got those shows, but they had to do like a husband and a wife had to be stranded together for it. That would be the most.
I think the
entertaining.
husnd would die.
What would you
10
die,
out of 10
what would
times.
you die
Break
from
it.
first?
The wife would kill the husband for sure. Too annoyed.
That would be funny, actually. It'd be good.
After a week, you'd be like, "Here, babe, eat this." To the plant you know is poisonous.
Well, if you could only have like one fruit on that island, what would you?
One fruit.
Yeah,
Ooh.
I guess three.
Coconut.
Yeah, I mean, because that's why I said three, because coconut would
Food,
always.
water, tools.
That's what people's number one be, coconut, because it makes sense.
I'll say papaya because helps the tummy.
And what else? Papaya,
I
coconut.
know what you're thinking.
Pakalolo. Erase that. No,
Plant. We could go plants next.
no. I could just make a T-shirt. You know, fruit.
I'll go banana.
I can't say coconut. I can't say.
No, I said three because I
Oh,
said one,
three.
but I said three because coconut would
There you
would
go.
this be the number one?
Yeah.
I think so. That's why I said three.
Okay, probably. Okay, coconut. We'll probably go for what's a really healthy, good one. A noni. You got medicine, food, and maybe something you could.
Dang, your brain is different than mine. I was going straight off flavor. I'm like, no way, I'll do noni. But I guess for like medicinal properties.
Survive.
See, that's the difference. I'm just like papaya, banana, and turmeric. Turmeric's not
Yeah.
a fruit. What am I talking about?
You're going into the plants. We'll
But
go.
ulu's a fruit.
There you go.
Oh yeah, actually, I wouldn't even think
You can
about
eat it
that.
raw, can cook
Yeah.
them.
Maybe he would survive longer.
Yeah, he would probably.
That's funny. All right. Where am I? Right there. Lay.m says, what's one thing about each other that people would never guess?
You like go first or me?
You go first.
Still kind of thinking. But one thing that people would never guess about Matty. Well, I don't know if it's like would never guess, because if you know Matty, you know. But if you don't know Matty, he's the most loyal person you could have behind your back. You know, if you're Matty's friend, occasionally brother, you know. Yeah, Matty's one of the most loyal people I know. Will have your back throughout anything.
I'm
Respect.
excited about going to war for other people. I like that.
Oh man, I could see you like back in the days in like the you know the what age is like House of Dragons, Game of Thrones? What
Yes.
age is that?
I don't know. but
Medieval?
let's do it. I love it.
Yeah, I feel like
Vikings, war.
Bro, this
Oh,
guy
yeah,
looks
yeah.
like a Viking.
I
now.
feel like
Nah,
you'd
nah.
be. Do you guys watch House of Dragons? Do you watch? Okay, well,
I gotta
basically,
start.
it was the season finale. There's just one guy. He's like the Viking looking guy, and he's just like, talking about like I'm ready to die, like I can't wait, and then he goes in and he has like the most epic death, like that'd be you. Like the dragons come, he's like, yeah. That
I'd
sounds
say
like
for
you.
Zane is his honestly he's in tune with his. There's nobody I know that's more caring. When Zane talks about something he's very passionate about, he's actually super emotional in a really good way, in a very spiritually grounded way, especially when it comes to like journaling. Like he's such a big fan of journaling and writing down his intentions. I think that's one thing that people don't, people just think he's crazy and all over the place, but he's actually very, very spiritually connected and grounded.
Calculated in a way. Yeah. I mean, manifestation, is huge. Speaking into existence, writing it down. Like, it's a lot of people who are successful talk about that. Yeah.
Visualization.
Visualization, yeah, 100%. Okay, right on. All right, and last one comes from Kason dot P4. That's a weird name. Okay, this one comes from Kason. He says, "What's your favorite thing about being from Lāhainā?"
The people.
Yep.
Yeah, the people for sure.
I would say like the pride of our people too. Like, I think a lot of places around Hawaii has that pride. Like when you go around, you ask them where they're from. But I think people from Lāhainā has like a really deep rooted sense of pride.
Yeah, I mean, it was the two big things that come to mind that, it was where Kamehameha brought together the Hawaiian kingdom, right? And then it's also
Original capital,
yeah. And for Lāhainā, we're the oldest school west of the Rocky Mountains. Yep. That's huge. To be in a little
first
island.
Electricity, first printing press.
We're actually Hawaiians, and Hawaii is like very, very forward thinking.
Yeah, it's not even a sense of pride, just like, oh, we're badass, oh, we got each other's back. It's, like when I think of Lāhainā, like I really think how like sophisticated we are as well. Like you look at Lahaina's history, and it's something that like we could look up to and try and be like that again. And that's like a great thing to be proud of.
It's a big, and the people, because the melting pot, because we were like, you go to people think Lāhainā now like, oh, tourists, but when I was growing up, every other truck was a pineapple truck or a sugarcane truck. You smelt the pineapples from your house all day. The sugarcane burning on the side of the road. Like we were in a plantation. It was a plantation until I was maybe 15, 14. And just the melting pot of different people, man. I think that's what makes Lāhainā special from those days and prior.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm hoping I can spend more time there in the future and see the new Lāhainā. I think we're trying to get to Maui to do an interview with Chef Sheldon at some point.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah, I've been wanting to do that for a little bit, or with Rel as well. Rel? She Keeping It Rel.
Oh,
she's
yeah.
also
Right,
a chef. Or I mean, like I think she's like more of like a home
Home chef.
Yeah. And I think she was on a TV show as well.
Well, let us know when you come over.
Yeah.
We'll come eat with you guys.
Yeah, we'll catch some 2 to 3 foot waves.
You know how scared I was that you're going to listen, okay, this question is from this name. I'm just like, don't say it.
I wonder if we recognize that.
Yeah.
Is there one question that was so vulgar you didn't want to?
No, I was surprised. I was surprised there wasn't like your friends. I don't.
Yeah,
maybe they're not on social
Good.
media. I was hoping to, because sometimes when I get like some guests and it's like like, oh, that's a friend asking a
my
question.
My friends won't even like one of my posts, let alone interact. You
you
got your social media friends, and then you got your friends, and I'm like, bro, please just comment on one thing. I just had a baby.
Just yeah. I just shared that post. It's like support your.
I texted you. What do you mean?
Yeah.
It's like support your creator friends like you support celebrities you don't know.
Exactly.
People gotta do that.
Exactly. Yeah.
But I don't know. Maybe we'd blame the algorithm for hiding it from them.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what it is.
There we go. That's the trick I just learned. When you're at the top page, you can click on that very top thing in the center, and everything on your feed could actually be just from the people you're following.
Oh,
and
yeah,
that
yeah.
changes everything.
Yeah.
I've only recently learned that, and I'm like, oh, I'm actually seeing stuff in my community now, not just
the suggested random stuff.
politics.
Yeah. But you can also do like the notification button so you So you always see the post from that specific person. Or,
Awesome. So make sure to go to Keep It Aloha podcast. And click on
Exactly.
notifications.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like, subscribe, smash that like button, guys.
Yes.
Mahalo everybody but Maddie's friends for leaving me some questions on this Keep It Aloha podcast. Make sure you guys leave some for our next guest, and maybe a question will make it on the podcast. All right, so we're coming to the back end of the podcast, and I like to ask all of my guests the same question about keeping it aloha. It's the name of the show. It's the name of my book. So I want to know, in your life, how do you keep it aloha?
You go first, Matty.
God, I even wrote down the answer. No, I'm blanking. No. Keep it. I think there's something that I mentioned earlier, but it's just to me, what it means to keep it aloha means treating everyone the same. Like I said, giving everybody the same amount of respect and attention, whether they're your favorite athlete or an uncle on the beach. That's probably one of the biggest things for me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love that. I mean, I think that's why in Hawaii we don't really have a celebrity culture. You know, it's not like somebody will come here and there's tons of paparazzi and like people crowding someone. Like sometimes you see a celebrity just be like, "Hey, what's up?"
Exactly.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. You're not like bombarding them and getting like. I'm sure there's people like that, but it's not really here in Hawaii because we get it. Like nobody wants to be bothered like that, or yeah.
Exactly.
What about you, Zane?
So, for me, how do I keep it aloha? I definitely feel like keeping it aloha is like a choice. You know, like every day, have to embrace that power of choice. And like, how can we make the people around us feel uplifted? How could we leave this place better? How could we leave this with a more positive vibration, positive energy? And so, yeah, going about my day, intentionally making the choice to do something selfless for others, or do something that is uplifting the people and the environment around you. And yeah, I think that's aloha. Might not be something you say as much as you practice.
Yeah, I mean that's basically the idea in my book, available now on Amazon, not an ad. Is that it's keeping it aloha as a mindset. It's a lifestyle, right? It's not something that you say. It's something that you just live, right? Treating others, with respect, being authentic, having the how can instead of no can mindset. There's like so many things that you can like encapsulate aloha, and I think everybody has their own different definitions, and I like to share that when people ask me what does aloha mean to you, or like how do you keep it aloha, it's always the most important thing in my life at the moment. That's what I say. Like if like life, see what life is trying to teach me. Like, is it trying to teach me patience? Is it trying to teach me not to be lazy? It's trying to teach me respect. So that's how I always see it, and just listen to the signs, the Hawaii Lona, and that's kind of how I go about my life. And I'm similar to you guys, where I'm like, I have some sort of structure, but I like to be super flexible. Like I don't plan more than like a week or two ahead at a time, just because I want to be able to be fluid. Yeah.
Beautiful things happens when you surrender to life like that.
Exactly. Yeah. And I think people just try to control things too much. You know, control is just an illusion. Yeah.
That's like my answer for the other question there was.
Oh, your life hack?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I mean, since we're on topic, let's just get into that. What is your life hack?
My life hack is embrace change. You know, change is the only thing we could ever count on. We can only guarantee. It's important to not get too comfortable in life. And if you can understand that the world is always changing, people are always changing, you're never going to have everything you have. It makes you grateful for what you do have at the times, but also, you know, when things happen, it's meant to happen, whether it's good or bad. So embracing change is one of those things that if you can learn to do that, life just gets easier.
Yeah, not a lot of people like change.
No.
And I think I have to correct you on one thing. You said everything always changes. I think except Hawaii being a blue state. I think that's the only thing that will never change.
Let's just wait a few years. You never know, you know?
Yeah, I'm not trying to talk about politics, but they just had the election thing recently, like I think last week or whatever. I don't understand it, and we don't have to get into it, but this is just me venting. I don't understand, like, so the mayor, lieutenant governor, okay, gets like 200,000 votes, and then Daniel Anthony, past podcast guest. He's Republican.
He's awesome.
He gets like 20 to 30,000 votes. So I'm like, what's the point of even being a red, candidate?
I got so into this, and luckily, because hats off to Paele, who's such a
Oh,
face
okay,
of
and the
Lāhainā.
Paele, yeah,
Yeah.
I randomly saw him here at our
Yeah.
event.
He'd be a
last
great guy
month.
to have on too.
Yeah,
He's done
I
so
told him
many
not doing
amazing things.
politics, so
Yeah.
whenever
he's
it's
a good friend of mine.
He
and
does more than just politics.
No, because he's running right now.
Yeah,
Because
I agree.
everybody.
So
all
because
the
he's from the
people,
Green Party, we were all so confused because we're like, dude, I want to vote for him. He really, truly, I believe, wants the best for our community. But for these primary, you have to say whether you can't vote for the opposite.
Yeah.
And everybody started calling him like, how do I vote for you? But at least he automatically makes it. So with the Daniel Anthony thing, that just shows the percentage of how many people are registering as Democrat versus Republican. But it doesn't always reflect that in the general election, right? At least in the general, I might say I'm a Democrat, but I might vote half for Republicans, But you can't do that on the primary. Which is weird.
So you can go either way because
Only
before
the-
it's only one side.
Yep, the primary is different where they just want the top people from
That side.
Yep.
I got it.
Yeah, and they don't want what do they call the dark horses, where you vote for the opposite party and you vote for the worst person because you don't want them to go up against the best.
Oh,
I was
okay.
trying to figure that out too. It was confusing because so many people wanted to vote for Paele, but not too many people do register as Green Party.
I see. Also, Cauchy's probably controlling it because they don't want the dark horse to be plus 2,000 and people bet on it and win a lot of money.
Yeah,
That's what it is.
Exactly.
All right. Do you have a life hack, Zane?
Oh yeah, guarantee. And I'm grateful to share a lesson my grandmother left at me that changed my life. And it's my life hack would be journaling and practicing gratitude. My grandma would tell us, my brother, sister, and I constantly that if you find something to be grateful for, there's no reason to be unhappy. She was also a really strong influence on me for journaling. And from a young age, she would tell us to write down 7 things you're grateful for, and they can never be the same thing. It's always got to be newfound gratitude. And then, so in my journaling practice, I then follow it up with some intention. How can I write something down and like magic, those opportunities present itself throughout the day? And consciously or subconsciously, because I set that intention, I'm gravitating towards the stepping stones of my life journey. And anyone can do that. It feels like magic sometimes. Yeah. I really do encourage, and it sounds so cheesy, but it's something I've always lived with thanks to Grandma Carolyn. And, I do think that without that life hack, I wouldn't have had my competitive success, my growth as an athlete and as a man in our community. When you put intention out there and you tell it what you want, and you can actually adapt that to not be so selfless too. Oftentimes my prompt after gratitude and after how I could, draw in the right intention, it's what I can do that's selfless. Because I look back and I think, all the times I can recall and that were beneficial to my life and upbringing is not necessarily the times I had personal success, or it wasn't necessarily the times I had a stepping stone in a clear direction towards a championship. It's oftentimes the moments that I've brought other people in to be a part of that success, or been able to take pride in knowing that we left the place better. So
Awesome. Beautiful answer.
journaling and gratitude.
I was just thinking when you were saying you can't write a repeat thing for I'm like, what if you actually run out of things to be grateful for? I mean,
but that's what we would ask Grandma Carolyn as a kid. We'd ask her, how is that possible? Because, I'm grateful for my mom, my dad, grateful for surfing, grateful for my friends. What am I going to be grateful for tomorrow? And she would say, well, that's the beauty and the challenge. If you learn to always find something new to be grateful for, then you'll never be unhappy.
You could be grateful for horrible things that happen. In a way, with what happened to Lāhainā has changed me as a person. It's made me a lot better of a person. So learning even from the being grateful even for the hard times.
Just looking at it forces you to look at things from a different perspective. That's awesome. Cool. Right on. All right. Well, I'm grateful for you to end this podcast, and this conversation. We're not done yet. I do want to know, and you guys kind of answered it when we did social media questions, but I'd like to ask, what is one thing you wish people knew about you that they don't? So not about each other, but like you. Like, what do you think maybe somebody misunderstands about you?
Can you go first?
Well, I think maybe from the outside looking in, people might not understand like why my choices have led to take a step away from my dream career that I invested my whole life into. And I have a lot of people that I'm used to seeing every week, every month at competition, and now I have this community that's solely my home, you know, and my family. And I really do, I think, want to share with those people wondering like where I'm at with that. I feel like this is the most exciting life chapter I'm in yet. You know, being able to find myself in rhythm at home again, find myself in rhythm as a dad, you know, and balance how can I present these opportunities that I've been fortunate enough to experience with the next generation of youth, even if that's my son. And that's what motivates me every day with the work I'm doing at Koa. You know, I'm not necessarily pushing myself to be my best for competition, but I'm still pushing myself to be my best for the youth in our community and trying to be a positive influence for them. And, you know, it's like take just as much joy and pride in it. And that's what I'm 100% committed in right now.
Yeah.
Our mission at Koa, uplifting mental health through mentorship rooted in ocean safety, cultural connection, and guardianship.
Right. How can people support that?
You could visit our website, kahākūkahi.org. We also have an Instagram and a Facebook, and all of our programs are free, and we're not able to do it without donations from our community. So if you guys want to see more youth practicing safely in the ocean, giving more opportunities for kids to be exposed to healthy lifestyle practices connected to the ocean, and please check us out and learn more. And also watch Matty's film, because, you know, I feel really proud to finish off the film with a high note with the work we're doing at Koa, you know. And so Lāhainā Rising is a great film to watch to learn more about what we do and why we do it, more importantly, at Koa.
For sure.
It's a hard question because I wear my heart on my sleeve and I'm not scared to tell anybody anything. So I feel like, I meet a stranger at the airport and I'll tell him everything about my life, my deepest, darkest secrets. That's kind of the person I am, you know. So
maybe that's what we didn't know about you.
Yeah, maybe
Some
that's
people didn't know about
it.
that,
You know?
yeah.
But probably, you know, when I just think about it, the first thing that comes to heart is just that my whether it's a good thing or a bad thing, ego or not, reputation to me is one of the most important things in the world. I'd rather have a good reputation in my community and be accepted in my community than have $1 billion.
Yeah.
You know, it's the best feeling in the world to go to your local grocery store and have people just say what's up, talk story, you know, interact with people. I would rather that and be struggling to pay my bills like I am all the time than have all the money in the world but no connection with your community.
Yeah. I think you putting it that way is the best way for people who are struggling in Hawaii. The best mindset to have for them to stay here. Because, like, would you rather, you know, like we were just talking about the houses in Texas, right? Like, would you rather have a mansion over there for $300,000 or struggle here a little bit, but be with your family, be with your community, have people saying hi to you, have people opening the door for you, have people throw up the shaka if they cut you off? That ain't gonna happen anywhere else.
No,
that's not gonna happen. I mean, so it's like, yeah, choose your heart, and you know, if that's the sacrifice you have to make for living in Hawaii. I mean, I would choose that any other day. Yeah, I would.
It's all about what you focus on. You
focus.
Look for the good. There's so much good things happening every single day.
Yeah.
But when you're obsessed with the bad and things going wrong, it's easy to lose sight. But like, look for the good, and you'll see it everywhere. And that's especially here in Hawaii. Like,
sometimes you gotta change your scene to do that too.
We could complain all day long about how expensive it is and all this. You know, we can't. It is. It's one of the hardest places in the world. But you know what? Zoom out on a map. Give me one other spot that should be more expensive than where we're at. You know what I mean?
That's a good way to put it.
Come on, like
we're in the world that should be more expensive.
We're in the
Never
middle
thought
of
of it
the
like that.
Pacific Ocean.
Yeah.
To get anything here, unless we're growing it ourselves, you know, I'd say I don't mind that our gas is more expensive than California, but it's more expensive in California.
Yeah. That's such a good
It is
point.
more expensive
Yeah.
for gas in California, actually. Right?
Yeah. I mean, maybe, it's expensive for a reason, right? Taxes.
Out there.
We don't have to-
But out here it is.
Yeah.
It is
Yeah.
expensive for a reason.
Yeah.
You try and get 5 gallons of gas out to Hawaii from the mainland without a boat or a plane.
Maybe they gotta market it differently.
Yeah.
If they market it like this is the paradise tax instead of GE tax.
Yeah.
Instead of state tax.
Okay.
Oh, this is the paradise tax.
bro.
GE tax
Yeah.
needs to be eliminated, and whoever's going for that, I'll vote for you.
Yeah.
Paradise tax.
Take away that 4.712%.
Oh, that reminds me. I got to do my PE, bro.
Yeah, I still got to do 2024 taxes.
Don't remind us.
Yeah.
Don't remind people watching. Don't check Kahākūkahi Creative LLC the last couple of years, please.
Same here.
Dang, that I love that you put it like that. I'm gonna be thinking about that. All right. Okay. Dang, I kind of lost my train. I don't really lose my train of thought, but I keep just thinking about different ways to market taxing in the way. I'm like,
You mind if we do something together that we do with the kids?
Oh yeah, sure, for sure,
like
yeah.
After our program?
Yeah.
So like after an opportunity to build Pilino with people or with place, and sometimes you feel like it's hard to bottle up that moment, that energy you had together. And so with the kids, we try and teach everybody to practice the Kahākūkahi is the kaona of that comes from the breath we share, or the first rising breath. And so oftentimes we try and bottle up the moment with the kids and teach them, take 3 deep breaths together, reset, bring it all in. And you know what? I think it's a practice that's super overlooked because all of us, bro, we get so busy, we get so caught up, we forget to breathe. You know, and as an athlete, I think you learn real quick that it's the greatest tool.
Let's do it.
Yeah?
Let's do it.
Okay, you call it.
What do I do?
You go breathe 3 times. We'll follow you.
Okay. And listeners, do this with us if you're listening.
I hate when Zane makes me do corny stuff like that, but damn, does that
That's
help?
good.
But I appreciate you,
helps.
Kamaka. We're grateful for this opportunity.
It helps.
We're grateful to share our story, and you know those 3 breaths though. It
I feel good now.
feels good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little corny, but it helps. Yeah, you might be at home fighting with your wahine or sibling going
a breath,
crazy
yeah.
with whatever, school making you stressed. But that's the tool we always have. You don't need
Yeah.
to rely on drink or smoke or other kind of stuff. But it's also good to remember that those 3 breaths we took and every breath we take, that's the same breath generations before us breathe.
Oh, beautiful.
Same breath we share, past, present, future. And every second breath we breathe comes from the ocean.
Not
You know,
neat.
so we're just as part of the ocean. We gotta care for the ocean.
Yeah.
Wouldn't have the air we breathe without it.
I love that. Sometimes I just throughout the day, like even it almost sounds like a sigh when I'm just like sometimes my girlfriend will be like, oh, is everything okay? Like, oh no, I literally just have to breathe.
Yeah.
Like sometimes we don't take those big breaths throughout the day, and you know we're moving so fast, checking emails, running here and there. And so, you know, sometimes your nasal passages aren't the best. Got thrown that CPAP machine to sleep at night.
Stomach's all tight.
Yeah. So like it's like, don't forget to breathe, guys. And I got to remind myself that even on the podcast, like I'm talking so fast right now. I'm like, that feels so good just to take that little breath, slow down.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I think I love when Kimmy Warner was on the podcast. We talked about her.
Oh, she's the best.
I think when she was like on the riding the great white shark, whatever, and then I don't know if she said it or somebody said it to her. It's like when you think you have to speed up, slow down.
Yeah.
I always think about that because that happens. Like if I'm texting, I'm just
it.
trying to get something real fast, and I keep messing up. Autocorrect. I'm like,
Yeah.
do. Pow.
It's a big one
Yeah.
for racing dirt bikes too, man. You slow it down and then you end up speeding up somehow.
Yeah, for sure. What is, I mean, you guys shared so many awesome things. I do want to know about your family legacy, like your grandfather. I know, rest in peace to him. I know he just passed away not too long ago. What an amazing legacy. And the Schweitzer name, I mean, like you even mentioned your grandmother, and then, you know, you two, your parents, and now you two, and then your kids. It's such a powerful name. It's going to be one of those like last names in Hawaii that lives on forever, like those generational names, you know. There's a lot of names that I think of the Moniz family, right? The legacy that
They just won in Tahiti.
Oh, he crushed it.
Yeah, oh my God, I gotta
They
say.
raced a lot of dirt bike too, man.
Yeah, Uncle Tony, Uncle
We love
Tony,
Moniz for that.
So like that, and there's so many others. You know, the Brian Keolana and like all their family.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, so like you're right up there in like the legacies of strong, you know, names of Hawaii. So like, what does that mean for you guys, and like how do you hope to, you know, what do you think in 50 years, and you know, when hopefully we're still kicking and riding dirt bike and ripping Pokemon packs on foils by then. Hopefully technology is really good by then, and we go, man. I do not mind being bionic.
Yeah.
Like, oh, please, I would love that. iRobot me.
There you go. Yeah.
But in 50 years, like, what do you hope when people hear the Schweitzer name? What do you hope that they, you know, think of?
Just aloha and the ocean. Those are the two things, is making people feel good. That's the biggest thing. Is I do want my children, when people think of my children at least, I want them to be like, hey, that they make me feel good. You know, they uplifted me in some way. Of course, we want our legacy to be revolved around the ocean, which I think it always will be. But it's so important to be a good person, you know. And that's, again, coming from somebody that has a history of when somebody steps on my toes in the wrong way, I'll smack them. But, you know, there's a time for everything. And it's really important to treat people well. And that's, I think, more than anything, and all the surfing and windsurfing and stuff, is that
Guaranteed.
every generation of my family, my grandfather instilled that, our great-grandfather instilled that, grandmother instilled that, my father, that be a good person and uplift the people around you.
That's
Awesome.
That's right there. You know, I like to think back to even, you know, Albert Schweitzer, one of our early ancestors, our first connection to Hawaii, and you know, he dedicated his life to curing leprosy.
Towards the end.
You know, and that's something that gave him a Nobel Peace Prize. And Matty and I have always done school projects on him, and like thought, oh, what a cool family member to look up to. But it's like, you know, hopefully one day our grandkids see the good we did and not just the skills we had.
Yeah, I love how you guys answered it. You never mentioned one about the ultimate waterman I won, or the award I won at the Hawaiʻi International Film Festival. It was just about like character and, you know, the aloha that you guys share. So that's what I really appreciate about you two. And I think that's what viewers will take away from this episode as well. Before we wrap up and open some Pokemon cards, I want to give you
that.
Yeah. Oh, he never told you. You're supposed to tell him. Sean, do you mind actually getting the Pokemon cards right up there? Thanks. I want to give you a chance to share a little bit about your filmmaking, you know?
Thank you. There's two projects I haven't mentioned, but
Oh, okay. So are you able to mention it? Oh, okay,
sure.
cool. Yeah, I wanted to definitely talk about the North Star one. That's an incredible story.
Thank you.
And then all the other awesome things that
So there's Lāhainā. We talked about the Lāhainā film, which I'm very proud of. But the first film I ever tried to do completely by myself it's called Finding True North. I also just wrapped that up, trying to find distribution. It's a 40-minute film. It's about an amazing individual and friend named Josh Bogle. He was a professional snowboarder who battled some injuries, lost Oxycontin battle a few times, and ended up losing both his hands and both his legs. Woke up from a coma, with no hands, no legs, and he's the most inspirational person I've ever met in my life. He walks around with a bigger smile than anyone else, and he is the first person to ever surf on two prosthetic legs. stand up on a
Incredible.
surfboard. So it's such a cool story. It's one of those things where the second I met him, I'm like, dude, somebody has to be telling this story. And again, I have so many friends that have taken their own life that my goal for this film was to be able to this is going to save somebody's life. Somebody's going to watch this film and be like, dude, this guy's going through so much in his life, yet he hasn't give up. Yet he still somehow sees the positive in everything. He struggles hard. I mean, he can't even tie his own board shorts, you know? But he has this infectious positivity about him. So I really hope that film can really help inspire people, anybody on the edge of depression or anything like that, to find their purpose or just find little things that helps them get going in life. You know?
Yeah. I mean, I only saw the trailer, or I don't know. Was that like a
was
it was like a 4-minute?
Yeah, that was just an extended trailer.
Extended
I didn't
trailer,
want to
okay.
send you the whole thing, be like, watch the whole thing.
I would love to watch the whole thing.
Love it.
I mean, especially because House of Dragons just ended, so I need more things to watch right now.
there you
So it's
go.
a
Oh, you're
perfect.
making
It's a
me
perfect
wonder
time.
about this.
I know. I'm gonna
never
go home
heard
and
of
watch that one.
Oh, you know, like Game of Thrones, and
Yeah.
like, have you guys watched Game of Thrones? Yeah. I mean, it's just there's House of Dragons, and then there's A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms.
There you go.
You guys never?
Okay.
Knight of the Seven Kingdoms was super good. House of Dragons this last season was really good.
Starting it tonight.
Watch the Knight of the Seven Kingdoms.
There you go.
Yeah, that one's I think definitely one of the best.
So my lack, if you wouldn't mind, I'll give a last little shout from our next project. So back in 2018, 2019, one of my good friends, Ola Shaw, big Hawaiian family out here, had an idea to create a flying theater in Lāhainā. When his father passed away, it was just something, an homage that he was going to do to his dad. He reached out to me as a filmmaker, wanted me to help him do this. This is his baby. But we worked for 4 or 5 years making a flying theater, which is pretty cool. And we were opening at the end of August 2023, right on Front Street at Maui Theater. We had a restaurant, a bar, 3 different rooms, and 10 days before the grand opening, the fires happened. Ended up moving it. It's been at King Kamehameha Theater in Kona for the last 2 years, and we just finally signed a lease at Ka'anapali, in the heart of Ka'anapali.
Awesome.
So November, we're opening up again. It's a flying theater, and it's really cool. And
Can you explain that? What's a flying
so if
theater?
you've ever
Because it's
been to,
like more
California,
immersive, right?
Yes. If you've been to like California Adventure Park, you're in front of a big screen that wraps around you, but the chairs move. The chairs go left and right.
But it is place based. Like,
Yeah.
bro, you going through the mountains and Hawaiian range. You see the deer running across. You see the seabirds, the waterfalls, bro. It's cool.
Is that
it's-
like
it's a
4D?
story.
What is 70,
Yeah,
10D,
whatever, huh?
20D? What,
Exactly.
what is
When you go through the trees, we
Yeah.
have essential oils that come out. You smell the trees. When the whales come,
That's
you
so
get
cool.
Little
splashes.
mist.
I
Yeah.
didn't know that you were part of that because I've seen that before. And
Yeah,
I think
I'm just a small part of it, but
Oh,
I helped
okay.
make the first films, and I've been editing them all. And our main first story was about the love story of an alpaca.
so
You
it's
know, how the two-
educational.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
we
wow.
have a pre-show, the love that had to get separated that wasn't right. and-
Makai's story is like really
yeah,
cool.
so that's
that's so awesome.
That's a project that, not about money or anything, but just everything Ola went through with the fires and pushing through for years. The fact that we're finally gonna get it back to West Mountain.
What a
That's
resilient
awesome.
story though.
Yeah.
Yeah, like could have easily just dropped the ball, and you guys kept pushing forward. Yeah.
It's just like the a'ali'i. You gotta make them about the a'ali'i kumakani.
Resilient.
Oh
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's awesome.
Killer.
How can we find that or support it?
Yeah,
like
so-
the films and everything.
Yeah, so right now I'm still trying to find distribution for both of my films, Lāhainā. and
Netflix,
Finding True North.
Amazon Prime. If you guys are watching,
Anybody. I've left way too many messages with Uncle Brian and people like that. We're trying to find anybody with the connections. It's hard right now. So if anybody out there has any sort of connections for distribution, if I don't get it by the end of the year, I'm gonna take the route of PBS, I believe, which is gonna be pretty exciting anyway. But Flight of Aloha, we should be open November. So come on down to West Maui and check that out.
oh, maybe I gotta plan my Maui trip in November then.
Yeah.
That'd be
Wow.
sick.
Come do the Huaka'i over. We'd love to hang with you.
Yeah, totally. And maybe if you guys have like an event for the koa,
4
Yeah,
days a
maybe.
week we're doing programs. So if
4
you guys
days
are,
a week.
If you guys are
That's like
listening,
full-time job.
and You got
Oh,
you-
he has
that's-
full-time employees.
Yeah.
So I have a team of 5 people I've trained over the last 2 years, and we're all, first aid lifeguard certified and focus on safety and communication. And if you guys have kids, come bring them out. We do free programs 4 days a week on Maui, and when you come in November, we'd be stoked to have you as an honored guest.
Okay. Well,
I'm sure all the kids would love to break open some Pokemon.
They might
packs
got.
with you.
Yeah, I'll bring the Pokemon.
We'll
pack.
do it on
They
the
gotta
water.
bring the
We'll do your
skills.
vision on the water together with
That'll
the
be
kids.
awesome.
Yeah.
They might have to save me.
And between we have trained for it. There is one thing we haven't mentioned that we're gonna get in big trouble for, and we have 5 kids between us two, but we both have amazing wives that are just support us through everything.
Yeah.
Sorry, but we haven't mentioned one thing, but we have amazingly supportive wives that help us follow our dreams too.
Shout out to
Allowed
them.
us to be here. I have a 6-week-old and a 3-year-old.
Yeah.
So mahalo to Kimmy.
Well, I saw your wife. She the music video that you posted on your YouTube. I was like, wait, is that your wife?
Yes.
Because I just saw it. I was like, oh, he's in a music video. Then after, I forget, it was like a reggae one.
Waterman. He's a Waterman.
Yeah. I was like, wait, that's his wife.
Yeah. She sang it. Her brother composed the music, and then I made the music video.
That's so fun. Yeah. So shout out to the awesome wives that make this possible, you know? Yeah. So going back to your grandma, your mom, like all the supportive women that we have in our life.
Guarantee.
All right. So
I'm excited.
ready for this, guys? So what we do, we rip till we hit. We keep opening until we get a hit on the podcast. And what we do with the hit is we're going to save it to the end of the year and give all of it to one lucky winner that listens to the episode.
And
so,
what's the hit again? What? Are
you'll see. It's like you want to look for the full art stuff. So
Okay.
we'll open a pack and I'll coach you guys through it.
I opened the pack. Yeah, my first pack. I was just telling you like a week or two ago, and I had no idea. I'm like,
Just
how
with
do
your
I know
kids?
what's good?
Yeah.
So you get to teach
So
me.
yeah, so you make a puka.
Okay.
And I think you already got it.
Do I open it like this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you just open it.
All right.
I mean,
We go at the same time.
I like
or
that
what?
there's a way to do it.
Yeah.
Sorry, Mom.
Okay, here we go.
yeah. So you take it out.
Boom. We all got a
and then
yellow.
so the trick is you keep it down like this. You take this out. This is a player card. You just take it out.
Boom.
Yeah, just hammer it, and then we put the back card to the front.
This card.
That's how the
goes
cool
to
kids do it.
like
Yeah,
that?
yeah.
All right,
and
all
then
right.
we like to guess the color, the energy. So I'll go ula ula for red. Oh, this kid is yellow.
Mele.
Yeah.
All
So you
right.
can choose a color.
Pony.
Oh, you got to flip it up, not the back.
From this side?
Yeah, go like
Oh,
this.
okay.
Yeah. Oh,
It's
pony,
Yeah,
nice.
pull it.
Wow.
Whoa, all right.
Spiritually connected
Yes,
right there. Okay, you go, guys.
Damn, I can't remember green in Hawaiian. Green. Oma.
There you go.
Oh,
Nice,
yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, man.
No,
What do I
just
do?
flip it up.
Flip it up.
Okay, darkness. Dark. LA. Pa LA for your friend Pa LA.
There we go.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so here I'll point to the camera. You just like take it off one by one.
Okay.
We all
and
do
then,
it together. or
So
one by
I'll
one?
do it first, then you
Alright.
guys can do it. And then these first cards are just common cards. People play the game, so they use it to play a game. But the big hits are in the back, so you see how it starts to get shiny.
Oh.
I didn't get anything.
That's not a good one.
It's not, yeah.
Oh, that
it's
looks so
it's
good.
just foil. So
Shiny,
like,
bro.
it's cooler. Like if you collect it, you can master set it. But you're looking for a full art card, so you go and then
pal.
you'll see if you'll know if it's a good hit.
I'm gonna pull
feeling it.
the Pokemon Max Holloway card.
You want this one, the Greninja.
That's
This is
the
what you
one,
want.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, you go first.
Okay, here we go. I'm gonna show you guys.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look for your expression if there's
Hey.
anything good here.
And get ready. You gotta practice this so you can do it on the surfboard. First pack
So this
opening
is
on
the
the
big
water.
reveal, bro.
No, keep going. Okay, now you're getting to the hollows.
Oh.
Keep one. Nothing. You got cooked.
Nothing.
both got
Oh,
cooked.
no.
All right, come on,
let's see.
Matty,
Matty,
save
bro.
us,
It's all
save
you.
us.
It's all
Okay,
you.
let's see here.
I think you have a small hit at the back. I can see it. You're not blocking it well.
Oh, that one.
cheat.
That one get caught. It's the Hawaiʻi
Am I there yet?
Buffalo.
Yeah.
Am I there?
Taurus.
Am I there?
Oh, that one's shiny.
going.
That one's shiny.
Right there. So you got a small hit. Yeah.
Oh,
You see how it
Small.
looks different than the other one?
And it was
It's a EX.
Oma.
It
that
was
one's
Oma.
definitely that one looks
V-drill,
good,
yeah.
man.
That's the
V-drill.
original 151.
All right,
You know
I'm
what?
gonna-
It's crazy. I didn't realize it until after when we recorded Kai's episode. We opened packs and he got Taurus, this one, but in the full art one, this Pokemon. And then people were saying like, "Oh, that's crazy because Red Bull."
Yeah.
Oh,
And he
yeah.
put a bull Pokemon.
That's right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't even think about that when we were doing it.
Kind of bull.
Yeah.
That's
Pulled the
epic.
ball.
And you got Beedrill because you like to scrap, and this guy likes to
Bees
scrap.
that are ant,
He got some hands right there.
man,
I-
sting like a bee.
Yeah, I like, so people collect binders. They make like cute cards or whatever, like Pokemon that look like food or whatever. I saw one that they collect Pokemon that look like they're stoned. there's
All the
one
ones
binder
that
like
look
that.
all drowsy.
Yeah. And then
All the ones that are eating.
exactly. I started a binder of Pokemon that look like they want to scrap.
Yeah.
So it's cool that you can
Ready to
collect
go.
basically
ones.
whatever you want.
There you
But
go.
yeah, so we'll add this to our tin, our hits,
There you
so
go.
people can win that at the end. I'll
Wow,
let
so
you guys
somebody's
know
gonna win all the
hits. Yeah,
Oh,
Yeah.
That's a great.
stoked.
yeah, it's fun. But yeah, mahalo for coming on the podcast, talking stories, sharing your life story. I'll Uber you guys back to the airport, so you don't got to worry about that. Kamaka DDDS at your service. But is there anything else you want to share before we wrap up? If not, tell us where we can find you.
I just want to send a big mahalo to you for this platform that you're giving to everybody in Hawaii, man.
course.
I've seen so many of them and so many. I've met a lot of cool people, like just from going through your page, people somehow I didn't know about. The sisters you had last time were pretty cool.
Yeah,
and,
Erica and
so
Kirsten.
appreciate you pushing through to do this because I know as a content creator, you can make hundreds of videos without getting any traction. And what you've created is pretty darn inspiring. So
Mahalo, appreciate it.
Yeah, mahalo to you, Kamaka. Stoked to build Pilina with you, bro. And,
Yeah.
And really, same what Matty said. Thanks for making positive repercussions in our community.
Try my best, yeah. Oh, and last thing I forgot. Every episode we do a giveaway, and we're gonna do a giveaway with you guys this one. But we ask for a secret word or phrase that you can share with our audience so that they can email nicole@keepitaloha.com for an extra 20 entries into the giveaway.
Nice.
So if do you guys have like a word or phrase that we can share? So hopefully
Yes.
they're still listening to this, because if not, you won't get 20
and
entries.
I'm sure he'll agree. It's joy.
Joy?
Joy.
Oh, I love that.
Love it. There we go.
Joy. So message joy to nicole@keepitaloha.com, and also your Instagram handle, because when I enter the extra entries into the thing, I don't know what your Instagram handle is because it's a different kind of thing. Anyways, this is back end stuff, but it would help us if you also emailed your Instagram handle into that.
Extra points if you
Extra
put
points
ho'oli.
if you what?
If you put ho'oli.
Holy, yeah. Please. Oh, so joy in Hawaiian, that's what he's saying.
There you go.
Yeah. I won't tell you how to spell that. You got to look it up. Spelling does count in this extra entry stuff. But seriously, you guys are awesome. Thank you so much for doing everything that you do and all the help that you're doing. You're giving to the community, and especially with your filmmaking, you're inspiring people, through the nonprofit and, the competitions that you've been in, and supporting your little brother, None of this would happen without the hiapo, paving the way for everybody. So again, mahalo Matty and Zane for coming on the Keep It Aloha podcast today. Spread love, be kind to one another, and mahalo for listening to us today. We have new episodes every Thursday, so make sure you follow us and leave a review. I'm your host, Kamaka, and remember to always keep it aloha.